All right, everybody, we are live again. Dynasty Mirror Search for a Guru. And I have a very special guest on with us this afternoon. And I have talked and spoke about Brother Fitzgerald Stevens on a number of occasions. If you guys have, if you've been listening to me, Brother Fitzgerald, him along with Yitzhak Abraham, but Brother Fitzgerald is the individual who encouraged me to take a vacation. This was back in 2011. So I was working for corporate America, a company called Centos. I was doing very well, was making some good money, had some expendable income. Obviously, I was single at the time, no kids. And Fitzgerald was like, hey, Dynas, you should take a vacation. I was like, you know what? I should. Because at that time I was just so focused on making money and, just grinding. And if I take vacation, I'm gonna miss days out in the field. If I miss days out in the field, I'm not gonna make any money. But Fitzgerald said, Dynas, just breathe and take a vacation. So that inspired me to take a vacation. And my brother, Yitzhak Abraham, told me to go to Africa. Me and Fitzgerald, we've known each other now for about 11 years, Fitzgerald, 12 years.
Yeah, since 2005.
No. It's 2007. 2005, I was still in Athens. Yeah, 2005, I was still in Athens.
Okay.
Yeah, 2007. It was 2007, Fitz. It was 2007. 12 years.
Okay.
Yeah, 12 years.
Okay.
12 years. So me and Brother Fitzgerald Stevens, we've known each other now for 12 years. The brother, he's my big brother. He's given me great advice. I confide in him whenever I have an issue. I'll call him. There's only a certain amount of people I call in my Rolodex when I have, some issues or somebody I need to speak to and confide in. And one of those individuals is Fitzgerald Stevens. So everyone, if we could give a loud round of applause to Brother Fitzgerald Stevens. You guys clap. Everyone who's watching, you guys clap as well. So Brother Stevens, today's topic is the importance of being proactive and living the life that you want to live. I'm always getting asked, Dynas, what do you do? What did you do? How are you able to travel the way you travel? And I know offline, Fitzgerald, you were just dropping some jewels, and I wanted people to hear them. So I'm sorry. Please forgive me, but you have to start over and repeat what were our discussion before we came live.
Well, first of all, foremost, Dynas, I'd like to thank you for bringing me aboard Search for Uru. The respect I have for you is genuine. You know that it's real, but I just like to really appreciate you for bringing me on in order to talk about some passion of my heart. As Dynas has said, what we met back in 2007. And give you a little bit of background about
we met in 2000 something. I know
2000. Let's just say 2000. Let's just say we met a couple of years ago.
There we go.
And so we formulated a friendship. From the first time I used to own a company in Atlanta, Georgia, and we did vehicle repair. So back that time, Dynas was driving a nice little Mustang, and he happened to he happened to come into the shop, and we struck a conversation. We're both sports enthusiasts. He's a University of Georgia grad, and I'm a University of Alabama grad. And those two
make mistakes.
Yeah, I know, man. Those two schools, I'm not even gonna say rival because Alabama's so much better. University of Georgia. But look at the championships. But I just like this personality. For a younger man, and I'm I'm 54, so I probably he's still in his 30s, and so that I just like the way that the maturity of his age. I like the way the man carried himself. He was cordial. He spoke with control, meaning that he didn't get too excited. You know, he didn't frown, but he was laughing. You know, he made you feel at ease talking to him. And so I just, you know, we just got to talk about various subjects right along the way. I got then along the as that progressed, I started sharing to him about business, about how I was doing, what I was doing, you know, and you know, the fact that, you know, he could easily do the same thing too, because my pretty much, well, my desire, it was not to work for anyone. So I went out and launched a business, you know, and I picked a business that I had a passion for. I like cars. Now, never mind that I can't fix cars, or never mind I can't, you know, I probably the best thing I could do is pour windshield wiper fluid in it. But my gift was the fact that I know how to put people together, and I know how to put people and situations together to accomplish, you know, the goal of what I'm trying to do. You don't have to know all the technicalities or the fundamentals of things, but you do got to have the vision in order to see how things come together. That's where my gift is. And so prior to that, I had came out of sales background. Well, lo and behold, you know, my wife and I decided to get out of the business. And so then I went back to what I know, sales, because with sales, one of the things that I enjoyed about that, even though it was working a job, but you literally could make as much money as you could hustle for.
No cap on income.
So in a lot of ways, you didn't really have a cap on your income. You know, and I don't only did sales, but Dynas and I were both involved what you call outside sales. Outside sales is exactly that, but you're an employee, but you're not. You're in outside sales. You really have a company within a company, meaning that you can make your own schedule. You can determine your own income. You can determine your pretty much your own territory, and more importantly, you can determine a paycheck. You know, and since that was the case, I said, okay, let me get to work around there. So I stayed in that. And one of the things I did not like about sales, because no matter how much you accomplish, the day before, the month before, the year before, no matter how much you accomplish.
Let me cut you off. Let me guess. No matter how much you accomplish, you have to start from scratch.
You got to start from ground zero.
And then on top of that, no matter how much you accomplish, once you're paid out your commission for a sale, that's it. You have to find it. You got to go hunt and find a new sale.
Exactly. And that's an extraordinary good point you brought up, because you know, I'm the type of man, and Dynas shares this. Working hard is not the issue. You know, being loyal to is not the issue, but not getting rewarded for the work that we do, you know, that becomes a big issue. For example, you know, like with sales, you have what you call the pyramid scheme. Now, you know, most of you guys will think about that when some type of scam, you mostly are tied to referral base and network marketing thing. But, you know, there's no greater pyramid scheme than your job. Okay, you got a CEO who's probably making 1,000 times more than the lowest employee there. You got the vice president teams, executive teams. Then you got divisional leaders. Then you got managers, and then under those managers, you got squad leaders or sales leaders under those managers. And then you got the people who actually get out there and pound the pavement and do the work. And that model can be applied to any company within this country. Well, you know, there comes a time that you can actually be so good at what you do, you're not going to get promoted. I say again, Dynas, I've had this talk many times. It's something I discovered years and years ago. Other words, because of your productivity, if that manager loses you, you know, his paycheck goes down because of the volume you're bringing. So what incentive would they have to move you up in another area position? Why would they do that? Why would I go ahead and do that? Because I don't want to lose that revenue, because to move you, I'm taking money out of my mouth. This is a true story, and Dynas, I hope you allow me to share it. Dynas,
please go ahead.
Dynas is from Sacramento, California. At Cintas, he wanted to go back home to the LA. He wanted to go back in Southern California. He went up there, and he was been successful with this company, President's Club, pretty much or everywhere he went. He went over to LA, you know, sure enough, the numbers started going up for that manager. Okay. so much so when he decided he wanted to come back to Atlanta, mostly for family reasons, the volume that he had caused a significant dip or a decrease in the revenue that we have simply because of this one man. Now, but I can't. And then subsequently when he came to Atlanta, guess what happened? That's how when you know someone is truly good at doing their jobs. When you like leave a hole, when you leave or create a tower when you come. We see this in certain business. Like, what do you think if Jeff Bezos of Amazon was to resign or get fired from Amazon? The stock's going to drop. That's what happened with Apple when they fired Steve Jobs so much they had to bring him back. Certain key people have so much influence to without them, the company or the institution is simply not the same. Because really, they don't really have confidence in that company. They have confidence in that individual who is driving the growth. Okay, but here's the funny thing: you would think if we can't, but by pulling that, you would think that they would say, okay, Dynas, man, you know what, I'm here. Let's get you one of these key divisional leader titles. Let's make you one, because obviously you're doing this. We need to put you on a greater territory. So rather than manage one yourself, hey, you need to show 50 other people how to do this. That opportunity was never offered. We're talking about a Fortune 500 company here. That company, maybe a Fortune 300 company, but that opportunity was never offered to him. So I think I was a little bit more upset with him than he was, because I'm like, Dynas, this is your worth, and this is
the reason why I wasn't that upset was because after that happened, I was I pretty much checked out mentally from my job. So once that happened, once they decreased my territory, once they started changing the commission structure, I somewhat was just checked out. So,
well, that bears a very, very good point. So what if they would have what if they would have recognized your leadership, your role, and the fact that you earned it? They wouldn't have gave you anything, you earned it. What if that promotion would have came to you? Do you think you'd be sitting in this chair doing this webinar now?
Nope.
Okay.
I'll be punching the clock.
Okay, you'll be punching the clock. Okay, so you wouldn't even be doing this on a part-time basis?
No, definitely a part-time basis. Yes.
Okay.
But 1 o'clock on a Tuesday, no.
Okay. Well, that decision turned out to be a blessing. And the only reason it turned out to be a blessing to a man like yourself, because you had a vision for more for your life. You wasn't one of those guys like, oh, what am I going to do? Or they fired me. Let me go out there and show up at the company, or they downsourced my job. Let me go show up at the company outside with a sad look on my face, hoping they'll invite me back in to come somewhere in. Let me take a pay cut, and hopefully they'll have mercy and grace upon me and say, okay, come back in, but we're going to cut your pay $10,000. And or you didn't go into a deep depression. Why? Because you had something to sustain you. Something that you wanted. You had a dream, and we hear about that. Often. Now that literally is good people, is the passion of every man and woman on this earth. I don't care if you're in America, you're in Africa, you're in Asia, you're wherever you decide to go. Everyone wants to have a life of purpose, have a life of meaning. Everyone wants to have think that they're making a difference, not only in their lives, but when they look at their family, they know that they're making a difference in their family's life. That they want to have something, a legacy, something that's going to leave out.
Hello? Fitzgerald, you froze up on us. All right, everybody, let's give Fitzgerald, we're having some technical difficulties. Let's give Fitzgerald the opportunity to come back in. Hold on 1 second. Let me.
That they can leave to their family.
Fitzgerald, you there? Can you guys hear Fitzgerald? Press 1. Press 1 if you can hear Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald.
Should I switch to YouTube?
No, we hear you now.
Okay. Okay. Well, Dinas, let me know that again. When that happens again.
We lost you once we started speaking on if I were to would have took in that promotion or offered a promotion and taken it, that I wouldn't have been here. You started going in and out.
Yeah, of elevation for a well-earned promotion turned out to be a great blessing to you simply because you had a vision to parlay it into what you're doing now. And that's the only way it was able to work. Had you wouldn't have seen this, had you wouldn't have seen this in your mind's eye, you would be like an individual who doesn't have a business, being depressed, wondering what they're going to do, don't have the fortitude to get out there and create something because they don't have something.
Oh, we keep losing them. Can you guys? Hey, Fitz, you keep going in and out.
I don't know why. I got pretty good internet.
Somebody's blocking the transmission. I don't know why. They keep going.
Someone can block our transmission.
No, I'm just saying. The information.
Okay, I'm closing a couple windows.
The conversation is so great that I think there's outside forces that's blocking trying to block the conversation. But just continue.
Well, okay, and so if you can hear me now, just
let me ask you, are you on your phone or your laptop?
No, I'm on my laptop.
Okay, so you're just using Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I'm losing Wi-Fi in my home.
Okay, all right, just keep going. Just keep going.
Okay, and so but that is the passion of every man and woman that on this earth, no exception. I don't care where you are. You want to live a life that's for purpose. You want to wake up and look at your family, your wife, and your children, and like your work is mattering. You want to have that thing that I'm doing what the Creator created me to do, whether than what I have to do just to put food on the table. Okay, that's a big difference. Ladies and gentlemen, you can grasp the magnitude of that statement. It would change your life. We hear it sometimes, and sometimes it's so common to us, but there's a big difference between doing what you are called to do and doing what you have to do just to make ends meet. Because when you're doing what you have to do, to make ends meet, there's going to be tension. There's going to be anxiety. There's going to be a whole bunch of aggravation and frustration in life because this is not where you fit. It's like I can't take a bird out the ocean and say go swim in the sea. That's not where he fits. He can do it a little bit, but he's going to have to get back in an environment where he can flourish. And so some of you guys are called to be doctors, lawyers, entrepreneurs. Some of you guys are called to be mentors with children, or create women's shelters, or create drug rehab programs, or create travel agencies, or create gold businesses, or create things through things that you know in your heart that you have a passion for. And that's how you know what you're called for. You would do it even if you wouldn't get paid for it. When you're called to something, I don't need to set an alarm clock to remind you to get up to do it. If you're called for something, I don't need to talk you into it and push you along, say, let's go, we can do it. Or I don't need to even motivate you. Your drive and your desire to accomplish that. Subsequently, if you're not called to do it, there's going to be aggravation, as I said. There's going to be frustration. Most heart attacks in this country, in America,
Monday mornings or Sunday nights.
Monday morning, that's when they happen. Why is that? Because Sunday night they're thinking about all the stuff they hate they hate going because they know what they got to go into. So they regulate their lives to living for the weekend. Imagine that, living for the weekends. Dinas, I found out, man, that 2 days go a whole lot faster than 5. I mean, 2 days go a whole lot faster than 5 because that weekend it looked like it just flew through, but that work week it looked like it could drag. So whatever you do, if you don't take anything away from what this conversation is, not lock into your purpose. Find what the Creator has called you to do, and find mentorship to lead you to do it. And so now we know the obstacles. That's part of the obstacles. How do you get there? How? Okay, Fitzgerald, I hear you. You're preaching to the choir. I've always felt like that. So I'm frustrated.
Hey, Cheryl, somebody in the chat room, Davian Flame says, "Nah, I disagree. Following your dreams don't pay the bills." But
Well,
when you have something that you could leverage or opportunity where you could pay the bills and follow your dreams, I mean, you in essence could have your cake and eat it too.
Well, tell Mr. Damien I appreciate his intelligence, because I'm going to get right into that to answer his question. He's absolutely right. So no, following your dreams doesn't pay the bills. You're absolutely right, Mr. Damien. Therefore, you need a vehicle that does. Okay, and this is going to be my next point. You need a vehicle that you does. Now, if you're going to do a vehicle, that vehicle has to have a couple things. It has to be unlimited in the amount of income you make, and the second thing, it has to be location friendly, meaning it doesn't make a difference where I do it. It doesn't make a difference where I do it. My income is going to come, and the other thing is it has to be so simple that everyone can do it. And the fourth, the final thing, it has to serve a need that everyone needs. Okay, and so lo and behold, I found that, I decided, about back around 4 years ago, but come on, half years ago, to get involved with a gold company. Okay, now I didn't really, my goal really wasn't to far as say gather a lot of gold or stuff like that, because hear me well, I was just trying to secure my retirement. Working for so long, I was at 49 years old, and I realized I didn't have a retirement. I made good money, but I didn't have anything put away. I didn't have nothing that I could say, okay, I'm going to save this, and I got this, and I got this. I did the 401ks, I did the Roths, I did all that, but still I could never get ahead. I remember one day coming back in around about 2015, I looked at my wife and I said, honey, we made $70,000 a year. We made $70,000 this year. Where did the money go? Now, and we were in Buffalo, New York. Keep in mind, people, we were living in a 1-bedroom apartment. She drove a 1999 Toyota Camry. I drove a 1995 Toyota Camry. 995 Camry had 325,000 miles on it. Her 1999 Camry had 240-something thousand miles on it. But they were paid for. So I'm doing that. We wasn't taking any special vacation. We wasn't going to the Caribbean every week. She wasn't wearing Prada shoes or the latest design dresses. I didn't have alligator shoes or Hugo Boss suits or any of that. We was just trying to live. But what I wasn't understanding quite, the taxes that was taken. When I was up in New York State, it was a brutal tax state. And so the taxes. So what we were netting as opposed to what we was making was a vast difference. We didn't have a business. There was nothing. So we learned that the tax laws in this country are designed for business owners. That's why business owners get with a thing called tax breaks, or they pay limited, some if no taxes, simply because when a state looks at you, and if I say, Mr. Dinaz, you're the governor of Georgia. Okay, I have a company and I want to build a multi-million-dollar facility here, and I can guarantee within pretty much 5 years, I'm going to bring 40,000 jobs at the rate of something like $18 to $20 an hour. Are you interested in having my company move there? Of course, he's going to say, bring it on, because why? States are driven by tax revenue to support the schools, to do the roads, do with the police departments, do with the public works projects. And so of course he's going to do it. So I say, okay, Mr. Governor Amir, in order for me to do this, I'm going to have to have certain concessions, meaning tax breaks. And so I need you to give me these concessions so I can breathe, and it won't put such a burden on me. Well, of course he's going to swallow that within reason, because without me, those 18 to 20,000 jobs are not coming there. Okay, and so the same thing within your household. You have got to be concerned, run your household like the business that it is. Your household exists, it exists, have to exist by bringing a certain amount of revenue in there. Where no matter what you do, there's a certain amount of revenue that you gotta bring in. A boss, when I bought my first company, the gentleman taught me no margins, no mission, meaning that you have got to know your numbers. There's a certain amount you got to have to live. There's a certain amount for the mortgage, for the cars, for the food, for the lights, for the children's school, for just overall living, for vacation. Yeah, vacation is a necessary expense. So you got to, how's this money going to come? Well, you only have so much time in a day. And if you're stuck on a platform that pays you a set salary or a set income, you have to condense what you want to do. In other words, your lifestyle within those parameters. You have to. So that's great to start out, but I don't advocate staying there, because here's why. What if that income dries up? What if that division closed? What if that corporation decided they want to move those jobs to another state or another country? And you can't pick up and go there with it. What happens to your income? And therefore, what happens to your home? What happens to you? Because everything is at risk. So you have got to find some way to create something for you that you have ownership and you have equity in. That literally is going to be your only security. And so the gentleman that approached me, a friend of mine for dang near 20 years by the name of Michael Delco.
On too.
I beg your pardon?
I'm gonna make sure I get Michael one of these days as well.
Yes. Well, actually, Search Uru is a company, very much so. And we can have another conversation about that. And so he said, Fitzgerald, listen, I have this business. It involves saving in gold. And you can actually, it's going to actually make you a nice income if you really get a hold of it. Before I heard gold and I heard can make you a nice income. He said it's free to join. I said I'm in. Okay, I'm going to come in that. And so and then it works on a principle like this. Gold is money. What you're simply doing is taking your currency, and then you are paying yourself first, which is the first law of wealth. Before you pay the electric man, the mortgage man, the Lamborghini man, the shoe man, the roofing man, the yard man, the food man, before you pay any of those people, you have got to pay yourself first. That should be automatic. For every dime every time I get paid, I'm the first one on my payroll. I mean, we have labor laws in this country. The labor law says that you have to pay a worker. You got to pay a worker for their time and what they do. If you don't, there's going to be severe penalty, including jail time if you violate that with your employees. Now, you work for everyone else and you pay everyone else. And so you can't pay yourself first? Think about that. You can't pay yourself first. You're the one bringing all the revenue in. So why not pay you first? Okay, so we established that we pay ourselves first. But how do we pay ourselves first? You have to pay yourself in an appreciating asset, meaning that something is going up in value. Something that when you buy it today, it has a high potential to be worth more 30 days from now or 6 months from now. And no, I'm not talking about a savings account, because it's impossible to save yourself the wealth. If anybody should be wealthy by doing that, I should be, because I've had check savings accounts since I was a child. But how can you do it when the banks are paying 0.001, less than 0.001% interest? How can you do it? Also, there's a little factor called inflation. Okay, goods and services are going up, and we see them increasing. The goods and services are going up, but wages are being stagnated and not rising to keep up with the rate of inflation. I'm 54 years old. And back in the 70s, my father would go into the Kroger grocery store. We lived in Ohio, and Daddy would take about $120 maybe. And then we would literally, Dynast, come out there with two shopping carts full of food.
Much worth of food.
Yes, 2 shopping carts. Okay, last night I went to Kroger, Walmart, here, Super Walmart down in Tampa where I live. And I picked up a few things, a couple of bags. I walked out of there, it was almost $50. All I bought was a water pitcher, because a couple of mandarin oranges, just little frivolous stuff, just some strawberries and raspberries, some Brazilian nuts and pecans. $50. Okay, $50. You got about maybe 4 shopping bags that you can go ahead and carry. That's all. We're about even 10 years ago, I probably would have had something like 10 shopping bags. 15 years ago, I probably would have had something about 11. You see, because evidently you're making the same amount of money, but it's being destroyed by inflation on one end, and it's being destroyed by lack of increase in inflation on the other end. And the dollar is being devalued. Currency, fiat currency, is being devalued. We see that all along. So what are you going to do? You got to have something. It's something that to put your money in so it grows. And so that's where gold came in for me. So I literally started doing it, and I've been doing that for 4.5 years right now. And as I save my gold. My gold appreciated. I have a pretty nice portfolio in it. I'm not going to get into how much it was, but it came just by putting $40 here, $50 here, nothing magnanimous. Just a couple things right here, paying me, and the funny thing is going to happen when you start doing that. You're going to feel good because you're not going to be broke. You're going to know that you got money somewhere. And when I say gold with me, it was on my physical person. It came directly to me. Now I don't want to for the sake of I realize I'm on an international stream. I don't got no gold, You call me. I don't either. I don't have any. And so I started doing that. Okay. And then also I realized that I could create leverage for myself. And keep in mind, leverage is a second component of wealth. And let me just go ahead and go over it. Not insulting anybody who already knows about it. Let's just say what leverage is. Leverage. Can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Can't hear me. Oh, shoot.
No, I can hear you. Now I can hear you. So leverage. Okay, Dinesh, you let me know when I'm up and everything, and I'll continue. Okay. Can you hear me, Dinesh?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Leverage is the ability to employ others, to help you reach your goal. In sports vernacular, we call it a team. With the team wins, everyone wins. You have very, very few individuals imagine this. Without leverage, absence, recent a medical leave absence, about a family medical leave. That sounds real cool, but I didn't get paid for that. They don't have to pay me that. Had I wouldn't have had this business built, I would have been devastated in my household. But I had built this business up because I was employing the idea of leverage, duplicating my work. And helping other people duplicating their work and getting a percentage of that, and so that's what you got to employ. J. Paul Getty, one of the richest men in the world at the turn of the century, I'd rather have 1% of 100 men's than 100% of my own. I'd rather have 1% of 100 men's efforts than 100% of my own. I can't hear you. Okay, I can hear you now.
Yeah. Okay. I was saying, Fitzgerald.
Dinesh, can you hear me?
John, you brought up the Getty. Now, this is off topic. Ransom.
Nancy, you can hear me. I cannot hear you. We have crackling on the line.
Can you guys hear me?
I'm trying to see if I can.
Guys, press 1 if you can hear me in the chat room. You can hear me in the chat room. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and keep talking. I'm gonna get another mic, Fitzgerald. Go ahead and keep talking.
Okay. And that's great. It's called duplication. It's called leverage. We see it with sports teams. We see it with great companies. You know, what makes great companies work, besides the great products, is the teamwork of great people. Everyone, you know, people working together to achieve one goal, one purpose. And so that a whole lot of people coming together, you know, to create a massive wave of productivity and movement. We see it with bees. We see it with ants. Now you have to take that same concept and employ it for you. Employ it for your home. So you get leverage. Now, how do you get leverage? You know, if you don't really have capital to start, or you don't have, you know, how do you get it? You get it in increments. You get it in increments. And let me explain. So when I became a part of this organization, the name of the organization is Karatbars out of Stuttgart, Germany. Karatbars allowed me to do both that. First of all, I was growing my wealth by saving in gold. Okay, and it was free to join just by saving in gold every week, every month, or twice a month, or however frequency I want. I was still winning. No, but I also looked at the leverage component. You know, and the leverage component is simply this. You know, I approached Dynas. I said, Dynas, listen, man, you know what? I got a hold of something here. You need to become a part of it. It involves saving gold, you know, saving gold for yourself, and building leverage to, you know, to duplicate your time and your time and your income simply by doing that. And the beautiful thing about it, the product is money. I mean, no matter where you go, I can take you to Africa, I can take you to Asia, I can take you to Canada, Russia, I can take you all over the globe. Everyone knows what gold is. Everyone understands that gold is money. That's what backs the currency. So if you have gold physically on you, in the event of a crisis like that happened like the Great Depression that happened back in the 80s with the savings and loan collapse in this country, United States, and that recently happened in 2008 in this country with the housing market of things. You know, if you have gold, you actually can purchase goods and services. How important is that? How important is that right now? We're sitting here, and we heard about this country called Venezuela. Now, let me tell you what makes Venezuela so unique. Venezuela is an OPEC nation, an oil petroleum export country. So very, very wealthy because of the oil reserve. Venezuela back in the early 80s, you know, they were paying for pretty much everything, you know, for public works, education, hospitals. They were funding a lot of that, but it was funding based on the oil revenue. Well, the oil revenues, fast forward a couple of years down the road, you know, the currency collapsed. Why did the currency collapse? Because the price of oil dropped. That was their primary export to the world. Now they had all these public works and all these programs that were being supported by that revenue. And so when that revenue took a drop, when oil went down from $100 a barrel to somewhere along the line of 65, then 55, it collapsed that economy. And so what it did to the currency experienced something called hyperinflation. Okay, so hyperinflation means that all of a sudden your money is practically worthless. So imagine waking up and you were a billionaire before you went to sleep, and slowly, you know, your money has lost 80% of its value. Would that affect you? If your money loses 80% of its value right now, would that affect you? Well, it basically tore that country apart economically. Okay, and so you say, well, Fitzgerald, that's maybe that's just one circumstances. Give me another one. Well, I can give you one recently. Greece. The same thing happened with Greece. You know, people went there to try to take their money out And the banks were limited them to the amount of money they could take out of their own accounts. Because once you start experiencing that, what's the first thing you're going to do? You're going to go to the bank and pull your funds out, because you need to live, you need food, you need protection, you need all kinds of things that your money is going to have. But not only did they limit them for the amount of money they have, they also just basically cut people's pensions. Because the pension system could no longer be supported, because the revenue wasn't there. The revenue wasn't there because the currency has been devalued. Currency is backed by gold to give it value. If I write you a check, I'm not talking about the way the Federal Reserve does business. If I write you a check, the only thing that makes that check good when I give it to you is that I got to have the money in the bank to back that. Okay.
Fitzgerald, can you hear me now? How do I sound?
Yeah, I can hear you now. You're going in and out, but I certainly can hear you. You know.
Okay.
And so that's what. And so let me know where I cut off at, Diane, where I can get back on.
You can start off at the pensions. Or
Okay. Well, you have to have funds to back that. The power of money is only good to what is backing it. Now, gold has been money for 5,000 years. Countries have went to wars, far to accumulate it. It is a stable. I don't even want to call it a commodity. It is money, and it's been doing that since the ancient days back in Babylon or the Fertile Crescents. When they would trade, even up to the day. A fiat currency simply means I get to print money. I can print much money as I want. We in this country we have a little institution called the Federal Reserve. It's nothing federal about it. It's a private group of bankers who print money, the U.S. note, and say because of this, it has value because we say so. Never mind, it's not backed by anything. It used to be back in 1970, like in the early 1970s, gold, a $1 note or a $20 note was backed by the equivalent of $20 worth of gold or $1 worth of gold. Along comes Richard Nixon, and we remember him for the Watergate scandal, but that was the biggest thing he did that really hurt this country, hurt our economy, and totally turned our lives upside down. He gets in one day and he said, okay, we are going to suspend the gold standard. We're going to suspend it. In other words, we're going to take our cash off for being backed by gold. Okay, sounds pretty cool, but it had disastrous consequences and ramifications we're filling up to this even to this day. Back then, you could take a gram of gold, like an ounce of gold, and for analogies, I'm going to say like an ounce of gold back in the 70s. Let's say about like $600, a gram of gold, like $600. And if I'm wrong with the numbers, just follow me with the analogy. Okay, I could take $600 cash, or I could take $600 or that in like a ounce of gold, a kilo of gold. A kilo of gold. I can take that kilo of gold and I can go down to the Ford dealership and I can buy that brand new vehicle. The cash would have supported it. The cash would have paid for it. The gold would have paid for it. Fast forward to 2019. If I take that $600 in cash to try to buy a new Ford, what do you think is going to happen? Same cash that was back in the 70s, but what are you going to think is going to happen?
I mean, you won't be able to buy what you're trying to buy because it won't be enough because of inflation.
Right. The reason I won't be able to buy what I want to buy it because it doesn't have the value that it had back then when it was backed by gold. That $600 cash where it would have been 600 back in the 70s is not even worth 200 something right now. Probably even less than that. It's lost near 80% of its value. But that gold. That gold I would have saved that gold and used that gold instead. The average, like to say for hypothetically, you can go out and buy a Ford car right now. You put $600 back in 1974. That same car is going to be like $40,000 right now. But you know what? That kilo of gold will buy that car to very day. Kilo of gold is going for 41,000, ladies and gentlemen. That kilo of gold, in other words, that kilo of gold has rapidly and greatly increased in value, while the cash has eroded to practically zilch. That's why when you go into the grocery stores, you don't get much. That's why services is costing more than what they were 5 and 10 years ago, 20 years ago. That's why you have to pay more for goods and services, where it takes more money to live. That's why rents increase and everything like that, because you cannot keep up with inflation with a fiat currency. You can't do it. So the rich, they don't invest in banks. They don't keep monies in savings account. But besides keeping things in there to pay like the utility bills, the household bills, or things like that, but they keep their money in assets, gold, diamonds, real estate, precious art painting. That's why a guy go out there and pay $40 million for a painting, because you know what? He waits another about 10 years. That same painting can be worth $52 million. It's appreciating. So the rich put their money in assets, the poor put their money in liability. And make no doubt about it. The dollar note or fiat currency, whether it's going to be a euro, or whether it's going to be the British pound, or whether it's going to be the South African rand, it is a liability. As a matter of fact, on the Federal Reserve website in this nation, they say that this is a liability. Read it for yourself. They say that. So I got, so I'm like, wait a minute. I wished I would have heard this at 24, but I'm 49 right now. I need to do something, because I already can see the freight train coming to smack me dead in my face if I don't do something. There's a reason why people, when you go to Walmart and you'll see people, 70, 60 years old, up there working, or Costco. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, they're not there to have fun. They ain't there because they bored and want to get out the house away from their wives. They are there because they have to be. Because the social insecurity fund is insolvent right now. The wages are not kept up, and inflation is eating them alive. Even some of them, unfortunately, are even in situations where they paid off their house. They did all the right things. They did all the things they need to do, but still they're losing homes through taxes. And that's a travesty.
You see a lot of that here in Atlanta.
We see it all over. It used to. I remember when Daddy, also get back to father. When we was working, I'm the oldest of 3 sons. My father back in around about 1975, he bought something like a 2,500 square foot home. It was 3 levels. But I'm sorry, about 3,000 square foot home, 3 levels. Dad paid $25,000 for that home in Malvern, Ohio. My father used to work as a grinder at Timken Roller Bearing. Okay, and so he was what you considered having a blue collar job. But with that job, Mom was able to stay home and raise me and my 2 younger brothers. Dad's income not only paid the house note, it paid for our haircuts, it paid for the utilities, it paid for the food, it paid for everything. She didn't have to work. And that was the norm back then, because one income could take care of everything. How many of you guys remember the story about the sitcom called The Brady Bunch? No, here's a story of a man named Brady. Mr. Brady was an architect. He worked in-house. He had a blended family. He had 6 children. Okay, he had a live-in maid. Okay, and he was doing that off of one income. Okay, with a home business and thing like that. Try doing that right now, ladies and gentlemen. The dog works, the cat works, the children want to get a summer job. The wife's working. The father's working. It's putting tremendous amount of pressure. To far as with families to try to make ends meet. Okay, and so I don't want to get too much on it. I want to talk about the solution now. So what do you do about it? Okay, what do you do about it? They say insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. So what are you doing? What are you going to do about it? If I didn't say anything but to motivate you, just what Dinah said, and becoming a part of his team right there, and just saying, hey, I want Dinah, show me how to open up my free gold savings account. I just want to save in gold.
Real quick, Fitzgerald, can you also speak on the crypto aspect of it, because that's what got me excited.
Oh, I didn't even get to that. And thank you, Dynas, because cryptocurrency came a little bit later. The biggest one we know about right now is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is currently trading at $11,000 plus. Now, Dynas, I don't know if you, while I'm sitting there talking, you can go on there, price of one Bitcoin.
I already looked it up. It's over 11,000. There's 11,000 in
okay, $11,000. Ladies and gentlemen, the Bitcoin started out in less than a penny. Less than a penny. And, but it was a new form of money. People were kind of shying away from it because they didn't know. Well, they knew about credit cards and they knew about cash. They really didn't know about cryptocurrency. Credit cards used to be in that same category. People used to say, no, I pay with cash. There was no credit card system. So credit cards slowly start coming a part of the Main Street fabric, so much so that people can't imagine not having them. I don't hardly carry cash in my pocket. I do everything with my credit cards or my debit cards. That's the way I facilitate my transaction. I feel it's a lot safer, but I don't hardly deal with cash. And so we went from cash to credit card, debit cards to now cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency will become the world standard of finance. Make no doubt about it. It is already on the way. We see banks like JP Morgan and Chase, and even Facebook is trying to get into cryptocurrency square. Now, what is cryptocurrency? Cryptocurrency is nothing more than digital currency that goes over the blockchain technology. What is the blockchain? Blockchain is an encrypted unit of computers, not one. A encrypted unit of computer that is responsible for one part of a code for your transaction, and it's a chain. So one computer doesn't control everything. All the computers have to come together, give part of that code, and then you can facilitate that transaction. And another thing, it's decentralized, meaning that if I was to send Dynas $10,000 right now, okay, my bank. So it's required to report that.
Right.
My bank is required to report that as suspicious activity. Because all my transactions are being monitored. All, this transmission is being monitored. Everything is being monitored. So I would have someone say like, hey, are you giving it to someone we don't want you to? Are you giving it to an organization or a company? Why are you giving this? What's the purpose of that? I'm a grown dang man. I don't feel time to have to give you explanations for my money that I made. I don't feel the need to do that, but that's the system we live in. We are in this country. The U.S. dollar is the world reserve currency. Okay, now hear it out. Now my being the world reserve currency is what that means is the everything, rather especially oil, is required by the banking system to be paid in dollars. That's what makes our economy so strong, even though the dollar is practically broke. We're $22 trillion in debt. I don't know if we owe the Decepticons or not. I don't know who we are in $22 billion in debt. But here's how the debt is created. I get in and I print a note if I'm the Federal Reserve. If you do it or Dynas, they're going to put you in jail for counterfeiting. But they can go down in the basement. They can print a $20, $100 note or whatever the denomination they deem necessary. They can put it in circulation. They can create it out of thin air. And then also by creating out of thin air, they can charge interest on that note that they created out of thin air. And they make their money through the interest. No, they make their money through so you create something out of nothing, and then you charge the interest for creating something out of nothing. And then you release that into circulation. Now, if you're releasing that in, already said that the dollar is not backed by gold anymore. So the more dollars you release into circulation, it's going to devalue the dollars that's already in circulation. Okay, so that's where inflation comes in. If you're following me, that's where that comes in like that. Now, the United States has a particular power tool, and it's called sanctions. The way the sanctions simply work is, country, if you don't do what I say, or we deem you a rogue nation, or you're not going along with our program, we will put sanction on you. Okay, and people's like, okay, big deal. It's a very big deal because remember, the dollar is the world reserve currency. So there's a banking system called a SWIFT code. The SWIFT code regulates, okay, this transaction is facilitated this individual or this nation, we approve it. If they don't, they simply make it where you can't accept any U.S. currency. So that's why we see a lot of countries like Russia and China, especially, they're moving massively to collect gold reserves. People want to like, wait a minute, I don't want to be under bondage of this U.S. I mean, this U.S., they wake up one day and they decide, well, I don't want you doing this, and they can literally control your whole economy. So we want to have our own, and that's exactly what you see in the world moving. And so they're going the way of that, of collecting gold reserves. You're seeing it in the news all the time, but cryptocurrency takes a little bit more. Cryptocurrency basically said, okay, we don't have to abide by your SWIFT code situation. You can't put sanctions on us because it's under contract. We facilitate contracts to contract, and only the buyer and the seller know about that contract. No one can break into it. No one can stop it. No one has any question about it because it does not go through that system. It does not go to the regular banking system. That's what this company that's what the cryptocurrency is meaning. And you're going to see it. You're going to see Amazon start taking it. You're going to see Walmart start taking it. Facebook is already creating a cryptocurrency called a Libra right now to reach out to their 2 billion audience, 2 billion plus people audience and stuff like that. And so this is, I'm not going to say the future. Crypto is here right now. So Karatbars decide, okay, not only are we doing, we're going to do with gold, but we're also going to come up with a gold-backed cryptocurrency. And let me stop that statement and back up 2 steps right now. Well, I had a cousin call me years and years ago. It said, Fitzgerald. She said, Fitzgerald, you need to get into this thing called Bitcoin. I didn't understand it. I didn't understand it. Because I didn't understand it, my ignorance stopped me. I didn't understand it, but I didn't look to see understand. I just no, because I'm old school. Debit cards, cash, 54-year fat, that's the way I am. I missed the fortune. There was one guy not too recently, Dynas. He had 10,000 Bitcoins back in the early stages when he bought them for like a penny or something. Okay. Yeah, he got a little bored and he lost impatience. He didn't try to play the long game. So he put out there on the network, hey, I got this $10,000. I want to get 2 pieces. Anybody give me two pieces? They're yours. Someone took him up on the offer. 10,000 Bitcoins. Ladies and gentlemen, do the math. 10,000 Bitcoins at trading for $11,000 per coin. Those pieces cost him a whole lot simply because he was impatient and didn't allow something to grow, didn't allow something to mature. He had that mentality that I gotta have it now. I don't see any benefits and like that, and he lost there close to over $800 million fortune, maybe a little less. I don't have my calculator and put it, but you get that point. No, right. I met a lady one time in the hospital down here in Tampa when I was visiting a relative. She told me, Dynas, that but initial stages of Bitcoin, she was getting ready to buy $5,000 worth of Bitcoin. $5,000. She's a nurse at a hospital down in the Tampa area, and she said she had everything ready to go, but she didn't press the send key. She didn't press the send key because she talked to some of her relatives and they said, "Oh, mom, that's not a good idea," or "Oh, sister, that's not a good idea. That's a scam," like that, and that cost her somewhere along the line of a $400 million fortune. Just because she didn't follow that gut instinct and follow that, so it cost her $400 million. She's still working at the hospital right now, and she's been there 30 plus years. Okay, so I'm not saying jump in on just without the facts. I am a fact man. Stuff has to make sense. Stuff has to make logical sense to me. Yes, I get excited. I get excited about things. I know about something, but at the end of the day, I'm sitting around and analyzing my mind. Okay, what is the probability of me losing? What is the probability of this growing? I love Dynas Amir, but I'm not going to sit up there and just basically go into something without researching it for myself. He certainly didn't do this with me. That's intelligence. So So imagine this. What makes Karatbars has two cryptocurrency. One is called the KBC, you know, and that train has left the station right now. When that train first came out back in 2018, you could acquire that for literally pennies. You know, I was taking $75.
Less than pennies. It was like point
yeah,
zero.
I was taking $75 back then, and you know, and I was getting 8,500 cryptocurrency. Or let's just say somebody I know. Okay, so doing this, and you know, well, Fitzgerald, how much you spent? I'm gonna say a couple $1,000. I'll go ahead and put that out. Not much stuff. Not gonna put it forward. And I just put it in there because I saw something. I saw a trend, and you got to train yourself to recognize opportunities in front of you. That little small couple $1,000 investment has caused me to be able to retire. It's caused me to be able to sit at home and talk to you guys about it. That small little investment, I'm done. In other words, in 1 year and a half, I made up for all the financial blunders I ever made in my entire working career. I made more money than my entire working career just by taking that chance. Now, and then the second one we have is called the KCB. Now, what makes these type of cryptocurrencies so unique? There are dozens of cryptocurrencies out there. Ethereum, Litecoin, you know, there's a whole lot of them over there on different exchanges. What makes this what makes this particular cryptocurrency so unique? What makes Karatbars cryptocurrency so unique? Because, ladies and gentlemen, it is backed by gold. It's backed by a tangible asset. Gold, not gold plated. It is backed by gold, meaning that it has a floor. It's paid to the price of gold, so it can only fall in reference to where gold falls. Do you hear me? Okay, so this is what makes this so unique. That investment I'm acquiring, and I've been acquiring, and that's what I told Dynas to do when this thing came out. And
Fitzgerald, hold on. Can I tell the story?
Yeah.
In fact, can you guys hear me? How's the sound? How's the sound, everybody? I switched mics. How's the sound, Fitzgerald?
You sound great.
Okay, perfect. All right, so this is the story, guys. So 2018, I believe, Alabama played University of Georgia for the national championship. Am I correct, Fitzgerald?
You're right. You're right.
Okay, so me being a University of Georgia grad, Fitzgerald making the huge mistake in going to the University of Alabama, but we all make mistakes. We had a little wager. The wager was that whoever wins the bet would have to treat the person to Ruth Chris. So University of Georgia, we blew it. It was the refs. The refs, they just called a terrible game. It was the refs. It was all the refs' fault, the referees.
Yeah.
So all the referees, they Fitz went out there and paid them off, bribed the ref. So Alabama ended up winning. So Fitz calls me one day and says, "You know what, Dynas, because I care about you and your future, instead of taking me out to eat, take that money and invest in the KBC coin." So that's how I got involved. But listen, guys, I watched the coin go from 0.000006 to like, where's that now? Like 10 cents?
14 cents.
Huh?
14 cents.
It's at 14 cents now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm watching it slowly grow. But go ahead, Fitzgerald.
Well, Dynas, were you pleased with that return that they gave you?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Now you can go. You're being nice. You're being nice. You didn't tell these good people how hard of a time you gave me with this. Not because once again we're great friends and everything, guy. But this is an analytical man, even more so than me. And so he's like, well, Fitz, go ahead and tell me about a little bit more. And I said, okay, here's all the facts. And here's where it is. He was still reluctant to pull the trigger, even though it's something that turned out to be a great blessing to him.
I'm going to tell you what caused me to pull the trigger was the crypto aspect of it. I said, okay, you know what? Because of what Bitcoin is doing, hey, I'll go ahead and pull the trigger because of the crypto aspect. But like I said, I've been watching the coin increase. So, you know, that's why I'm sold on the program, or the opportunity, or, you know, whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
Also, you know, the big thing is people. I travel. I do not want to sit behind a desk. I do not want to punch in a clock every day. You know, they call it trading time for dollars. I can't do it as far as a lifestyle I live now. So that's why, you know, and then people call me, that reach out to me, Dynasty, how are you able to travel so much? How are you able to do this? And I'm like, look, I worked in corporate America. I saved my money. Now I'm involved in getting involved in Karatbars. I'm getting back involved in insurance because, again, I need my flexibility. You guys don't understand the importance of flexibility and being able to control your own destiny and set your own schedule. You don't understand just the importance in that. I put it like this, guys. If I did not leave corporate America, I wouldn't be a prince right now. I wouldn't have my Nigerian citizenship right now. Because at the end of October, when I left corporate America, I was done with vacation days. And I'm trying to tell you, I've made plenty of money in corporate America. After a while, it gets old. And everyone I've spoken with, from Fitzgerald to people who are older than me, who give me advice, regret not doing it sooner. I'm 37. Everybody I talk to, they say, you know what, Dynasty, I regret not doing it when I was your age. Everybody I talk to. So that's why I'm like, look, I have to do something. But at the same time, you have to keep the income coming in order to keep that lifestyle that you want to live. Okay, go ahead.
Well, that is a great point. I don't have anything to say to that, man. That you crushed it with making that statement. Ladies and gentlemen, you can make more money. You know, you can get another house. You can pick up and move. You're not a tree. You know, you can get another relationship. You can get all these things. The number one thing you cannot get back, not 1 second, is time.
Your time.
You got to understand that you cannot get the time back. I don't care what kind of money you have. I don't care what kind of money you think you're going to have. I don't care what lack of money is. Time waits for no one. I remember being a kid sitting in church, and my biggest wish was to have my feet touch the floor. That was my biggest wish. Man, it touches the floor every day because you know, out of necessity, I have to. I remember back when I walked across the stage at the University of Alabama, proud of that college degree that I had. I was 23 years old. You know, 23. That was 31 years ago. You know, I looked at my degree before this broadcast, and it said 1988. I'm like, God, and it went by like a blur. And that, if I have anything that I regret in my life, is that I didn't understand the value of time. You know, it's going by. So time, you know, if you do this, what you do with your time determines how you live in your time. I'm not really going to say the word future. I'm not going to say the word past. All you have is the now moment. The past is gone. We can never reclaim that. The future's not here. All we have, what are you going to do today? I mean, if you have a plan that is good, with a vehicle that will get you where you want to go, hey, pursue it. But there is absolutely nothing like Karatbars. Karatbars is a money system. It is a money system. That's all it is. You get paid to save your own money and you duplicate your time, and by helping other people save their own money, you get paid to do that. With all the features and benefits of a tax of a business, including tax write-off. That be travel, that be mileage, a certain portion of your home. So you get all those benefits. The product is money, not lotions and potions and anything like that. You have no set amount to buy. You know, you have no set amount to buy. You can't quit because your organization is going to grow whether you want it to grow or not. Simply because you may not see the dream, but you darn well someone in Ethiopia may see it. Someone in Nigeria may see it. As a matter of fact, I do business in Nigeria, and I was telling Dynas that I do business. I have business associates in Nigeria. You know, that I deal right with from my computer and my home. I also have business associates in South Africa. I have business associates in Australia. I have business associates in Canada. I have business associates throughout the United States and many more countries, Tanzania. You know, and I don't have to leave my home. Karatbars is in 140 countries around the world. You need no special license. Dynas mentioned insurance. You know, I happen to know that you need special license for insurance. You know,
not only do you have to have a special license, you have to have another license if you want to sell insurance in each state.
Yeah. I
think it's something important, you know, as far as I was saying, I think it's important as far as, you know, as part of financial literacy, as far as having insurance. I mean, case in point, Bushwick Bill passed away. Are you familiar with Ghetto Boys, Fitzgerald?
No, sir, I'm not.
My mind's playing tricks on me. That song, you know that song, Fitzgerald. Come on. Scarface. Okay, never mind. All right, so
are they parading Tupac?
Scarface did a song with Tupac, but
okay, I can tell you about Tupac and Biggie.
Okay, but so Bushwick Bill, rapper, just passed away. His family, they have a GoFundMe raising money for his funeral, and the amount of money, you know, he's touched. You know, there should be no reason for him to have a GoFundMe for a funeral. But that's another topic. But go ahead.
Okay, well, that's an interesting point. I mean, you remind me of a great artist that recent we all know of, Prince Roger Nelson. Prince didn't leave a will, didn't have a will. The state of Minnesota is wrecking him in various taxes. Lawyers is wrecking his estate and various fees and something things like that. Simply because he didn't have something, you know, he didn't have something in place to protect that. Now, my precious mother also has told me that she said, Fitzgerald, we didn't come here to stay. She's drilled that in my head. We didn't come here to stay. You know, we only are given a certain amount of time by the creator. None of us knows who that is, knows how much that is. We only have a certain amount of time. We have a born day and we have a transition day. What you do with the comma, that's on you. What you do with it, that is on you, regardless of what happened to you, regardless of the failures of the past, regardless of the disappointments and the setbacks, regardless of the victories, because sometimes success can be your biggest enemy. You can actually think you have arrived and you're at a place where you're invulnerable and nothing's going to happen to you. Tell that to the guys at Eastern Airlines. Tell that to Blockbuster Video. Tell that to Toys R Us. Tell it to multi-global company. Tell that to
Radio Shack, Circuit City.
Tell that. And you know, and so they thought they was invulnerable too. But you know what? Change is inevitable. So not only will you build a legacy for yourself, find a way to get out to get out the rat race. Finance your dream. It's all just a vehicle just to take you to finance your dream. And let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't have something like the founder of a division that I'm in Wealth Builders called Ty Best, you know, the Wealth Builders Worldwide.info, please look it up. Our founder tells us that, you know what, if you don't have, it's all about the dream. That's his thing. It's all about the dream. So that's the why. That's what's driving you. You know why you want to do this. You can actually leave this to your children or your heirs. So this can be a willable part of your estate, and that income goes on and on and on. Warren Buffett said, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. You will work until you die. You don't find a way to make money while you sleep. We're in the age right now. We don't have the conveniences of excuses. We can't say the man trying to keep me down or the woman trying to keep me down, or I come from a poor place in life. Ladies and gentlemen, I come from a place called Dulce, Alabama, that has less than 100 people in it. That's where I came from. But I had a dream to go to college. And I wasn't just going to any college. I was going to go to the best in the state, and that time, Diane, you're gonna laugh at this one. I went to Alabama and Auburn based on who won the Alabama-Auburn football game.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I made my decision. Auburn won the football game. I was off to Auburn, I wanted to major in advertising. And so I wanted, that's what I wanted to do. Auburn didn't have the advertising program. They said what about journalism? Okay, so I decided to do journalism. When I got up there, they didn't have housings, which forced me to sit out a whole semester. I couldn't talk my grandfather to get me a motorcycle so I could ride one way to 90 miles to go back to school. I was going to ride 90 miles one way on a motorcycle to commute back to college. So that didn't work. That didn't work out. Alabama said, "Come on," and I never looked back. That was back in January of 1985. Never seen the campus. Went up there, fell in love, and called my best friend. I remember calling him. I said, "Man, my best friend is named Jim Zigmont up in Connecticut." I called him. I said, "Jim, man, you got to come down here, man. Come on down here. They got phones in the room." We had never seen anything like this. That's what happened. That one decision based on a football game. I'm proud of the education.
Hey, Fitzgerald, real quick, what's the minimum amount people can purchase in regards to getting into Karatbars?
Well, first of all, to get into Karatbars, it's free to join. So I recommend it. Diane, so you got your link posted up there?
I'll put it in the chat room.
Okay, so it's free to join. You want to become affiliate, and so you can join you can register for free. There's a multi-million-dollar website that's going to keep up with all your activity, with your gold amounts, and if you decide to create a network and to keep up with that, everything is going to be there on that website, and it does not cost you one dime, every single month. It's free. Okay, now to address the question, how much does it cost? You invest what you want. You buy as much as you want for yourself. When you want. I recommend that you buy at least a gram of gold a month. At least buy a gram of gold a month. Okay, and so that's going to get you started on your savings program. Now, how do you buy? Remember, I told you pay yourself for it first. Every time you get some money, a portion of that is a lot for yourself. There was a guy for the organization I used to work for called William Clement Stone. He was a founder of Combined Insurance, and he said if you don't have the ability to save money, the seeds of greatness is not in you. So you can't really sit up there and say what you want to do if you're not making preparations to do it. Okay, number two, you also want to start acquiring the KBC cryptocurrency. The KBC cryptocurrency. You can do that through the website. Currently, that stuff is trading at 15% right now. We have various packages that you can do it with. You can spend from anywhere from 150 euros. And let me back that up, Diane. The company is based out of Stuttgart, Germany. So we get paid in euros. As far as when we do stuff like that. And what we do, we get paid on this MasterCard right here. For Karatbars issue that, I can take this to pay for goods and services. This is how I live. And Diane, unfortunately, I did not have one of my gold cards to show the viewers. It's out of my garage somewhere, but I didn't have that one gold card to show. But the gold is sent directly to you. Now we do increments of 1 gram of gold, 2.5 grams, and 5 grams of gold. Hey, if you want to get a kilo, you buy those much to get in it. You buy as much as you want. The cryptocurrency, and all cryptocurrency is digital gold. Other words, I would suggest that you get a business packet. The business with the business package, they can go anywhere from like a bronze business package all the way up to a VIP to where I am. Other words, you get in where you can fit in. That's going to turn on another stream of income. So that, so that's gonna turn on something that's really going to be very exciting and very financially rewarding. In other words, I just told you guys you can start a business for $150 out the box. 150 euros, maybe that'd be about 175 American. I don't have the conversion calculator in front of me. You can start it with all the tax benefits affordable for a home business. And then you also want to collect some of the KCB, the cryptocurrency. We're having some dynamite things going on with that. It's currently traded at 4%, 14 cents. It trades on many exchanges. Karatbars has their own exchange called Karatbit, but you can acquire this from Coinstar, exchange, and a few more. So it's a legitimate thing. We back up a little bit, Dynas. We KBC, when we first started buying that back in 2018, it was the largest, most successful cryptocurrency offer ever. Well, why didn't I hear about it, Fitzgerald? Karatbars don't advertise on television and magazines. We do it through referrals. That's how we build. That's how we do it by telling people who tell people who tell people. That's how we build this. And so with all that can be passed on to us, to us, the affiliates. And so by acquiring that KBC coin that I acquired, that Dynas acquired, it gets even better. Our CEO is a visionary called Harold Constantine Sykes from out of Stuttgart, Germany. Look him up with Karatbars. He is a senator on the Economic Council over there. So this man knows money. He understands money. He's been involved with the financial service a lot of years, and he said his value, the dream is to make gold basically affordable to the masses. He believes that everyone can experience financial freedom for those who go after it. Okay, everyone. If you want to apply acquire some of the KBC cryptocurrency, that's simple. You go onto the website. We have two portions. You have a gold side on the website, and you have a crypto side on the website. And what the gold side is karatbars.com. When you get in your website and register, you're gonna go up to the top, and it's gonna say karatbars.sg. The SG is the digital portion. So if you say, well, I want to get involved with the crypto packages, okay, well, how much is it? Well, how much you want to spend? We can go anywhere from 150 euros to 1 million euros. Those packages also contain cryptocurrency, but we're also doing bonuses right now. How many of you a bonus? So you can get bonus cryptocurrency simply by acquiring it. And you can only do that through Karatbars. You go through the other exchange, they don't get that. That's only through Karatbars. Number two, how many of you guys are familiar with a cell phone?
Me.
Okay. Well, me too. Well, for those of you like, okay, Fitzgerald, get to the point. Don't ask a stupid question. No, it's not a stupid question. Cell phone is $1 trillion industry. Karatbars has came up with our own cell phone that uses blockchain technology. It's called the Impulse K1 phone. Uses blockchain and technology. In other words, I will be able to. I've already have mine's already been ordered. Expected to show up in October. I can facilitate crypto transactions totally in complete privacy. It uses satellite technology. And imagine having your cell phone bill drop by less like $15 a month, even 10. Okay, it's SIM card compatible. No one can hack into your phone. And you can be anywhere in the world facilitating business on that. Okay, and those phones also come with cryptocurrency. I did a buy a couple of days ago. Dynas, I bought a $350 profit packet. Just to buy, and I bought that through my business account. And yes, people, you can have a personal account and a business account. So I have two business accounts. I have a personal account and a business account. And so I buy through my business account, which benefits my personal account. And I can get back to that a little bit later. And so I get crypto through my business account. And then I also get bonus because I bought through my business account through my personal account. But that's another story. So you got three levels, a couple levels you want to get in. You can get it. You can go ahead and register as a VIP. VIP is going to cost you somewhere along the line like $3,200, maybe $3,300. It's paid to the price of gold. or you can go in and you can do the next lower tier. You can be registered as a gold. A gold is going to, and I'm just coming these numbers off my head right now. I apologize for that, Dinaz. Gold is going to cost you somewhere along the line like over $1,000. I'm going to just say 1,500 for the math. You know, I don't have those numbers in front of me. I apologize not being prepared. You're going, or you could go to a silver. Silver is somewhere along the line of $800, or you can go to a bronze, and that is along the lines of like $150. Now, when you purchase the package turns on another stream of income. Remember, if I told you just collecting gold, you're doing great like that. So the package turns on another income. It turns on what's called the dual stream, dual system. Karatbar works by two. You sponsor one person, and you sponsor another person. You got a left team and you got a right team. You know, a lot of people that Dinaz has in his accounts is that he got spillover from my account. A lot of people that I have in my account, I got spillover from my sponsor, Mr. Michael Delco. Okay, so I got spillover as far as from that. And so because he only has two legs, I happen to be in one of them. And so he's actually helping me build my business, like I'm helping Dinaz build his business. Like Dinaz is going to help you build your business, like I'm going to help you build your business, simply because of spillover. Ladies and gentlemen, I have personally sponsored 119 people in this. So people are looking. I personally sponsored 119 people. And how did I do it? Hey, Dinaz, do you keep your income options open?
Of course.
Okay. Hey, I got something you really need to take a look at. Can I text it or email it to you?
Email.
Okay. Okay. I'll get it to you now. You're going to have time to look at it, right? It takes you about a little over 20 minutes.
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay. And then I send my business link. And my business link is going to be my sign up link for the people who I introduce the business to. Dinaz looks at it, and the next call comes like this. Hey, Dinaz, did you have a chance to look at the information?
Yes.
Okay. You see an opportunity for yourself.
Absolutely.
Okay. Let me ask you something, Dinaz. So are you interested in saving in gold, or are you looking just to gold or cryptocurrency? Which one interests you?
I prefer crypto.
Okay. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. Now, Dinaz, do you want to get paid one time a month, or 5?
5. Why not?
Okay, great. Let's go ahead and get you a business package and get started. And that's what I mean by that. Now, the business package comes with a little interesting thing called units. You know, and so units is like when you get.
Can I interject, Fitzgerald? People who say that this is a pyramid scheme, what would be your response to that?
Great question. We get it all the time. A pyramid scheme would be one person is on top. The other people under him can never surpass him in income, can never get above him. In other words, he's just sitting there on a beach with a Cuban cigar, and everybody else is doing all the work. You know what? If you outwork me, you will earn more than me. You are on a pyramid scheme, but you're on top of your pyramid. For example, a pyramid scheme, and I'm not trying to sound insulting to anyone, and I apologize in advance, if that's the way it's come off. Your job's a pyramid scheme. Your boss is never going to pay you enough money to live in the neighborhood he lives in.
Say that. Repeat that again, Fitzgerald. Repeat that again.
Your job is a pyramid scheme. Your boss will never pay you enough money to live in the neighborhood he does. He has the U.S. government pyramid scheme. We got our president, we got the vice president, we got the Speaker of the House, we have Congress, we have senators. But our pyramid is the President of the United States. Okay, not less. He can never be replaced, not less he's voted out or some other event comes. But he sits at the top of the U.S. government. Dinaz is a prince. There's only a certain level he is. He's not king. He's under someone's authority and stuff like that. But in Karatbars, here's how this works. In this referral-based marketing, referral-based. In other words, you get paid for referrals. You guys heard the old adage. I went out there and seen latest movie I seen was Dark Phoenix. I'm a big comic book fan. Okay. And I got back in, I told people about the movie. The movie studio didn't send me a check. They didn't tell Fitzgerald, we appreciate you telling all these people about it. Here's a little bit of something for you because we appreciate you doing that. I gave them free advertising, free publicity. I didn't get anything back from them. But in this business, you certainly will, simply by referring others who tell others, and you're gonna get a part of that, which I alluded to earlier, called leverage. But not to detract away from the viewer's question. So no, this is not a pyramid scheme because you sit on top of it. My sponsor, Mike Delco, and you can look up one of the. I've been knowing the man 20 years. He's a personal friend of mine, just like Diane lives within the Georgia area, Atlanta area. Was a mortgage banker working at a well-known bank. I'm not going to say the name. In 103 days, he replaced his full-time income with a silver package. He was making six figures in his full-time income.
And can I interject, Fitzgerald? So again, everybody knows that my career, I'm a salesman. So I started off with a company called Aflac. Then I transitioned to a company called Centos. Now Aflac was a little bit different, but with Centos, there was no residual income. I couldn't earn override off of the sales reps I trained. So if I brought in a sales rep, okay, and I didn't earn any residual income off of that sales rep. Whatever they sold, I didn't gain anything off of it. So, and then there was no residual income at all. There was no residual income model within Centos in regards to the compensation. So basically, once I sold an account and that account installed and I got paid out on it, that's it. And I'm telling you, I did it for 10 years, and after a while, it gets old because you have to go and hunt every day. Every day, you have to go hunt. At the end of the quarter, not even the end of the quarter, at the end of the week, you start off at zero. They can care less about what you did the previous week. It's all about what are you doing now. All right, I only got 2 weeks vacation, which I kind of made it into 3 by leveraging sick days. I got an exception. So again, I made good money. I made very good money. But at the end of the day, if it doesn't have, if you're going into sales or going to corporate America or going to any type of opportunity, if there's not a residual income, I would say, portion of it, then I'm telling you, you're wasting your time. And if it's not Karatbars, if it does not offer any type of residual income, it's a waste of time. But for some reason, residual income and leverage gets confused with pyramid scheme. I don't know why.
I mean, slam dunk. I don't have anything to add to that. I just don't. And so
we call it mailbox money.
Mailbox money.
Mailbox money. Mailbox money.
Yeah, because and I had this conversation with my sponsor, my friend, and he's like on the level of Dynash, and Dynash actually had to meet this man, and Dynash, I'm going to put you in remembrance of a little story. You remember when we was down in Riverdale, and you picked me up when I was visiting the city, and we went to have dinner with Michael.
Yeah.
You remember what Michael said to us? Michael said, "Hey, while I was waiting for y'all to come over here, I already made $600."
Right.
How long it take us to get over there when you pick me up the house?
Like 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
Catch what I just said, people. He said by the time I was waiting, while I'm sitting up here waiting for you guys, I already made $600. The man didn't have any stress lines in his face. He was sitting up there working. He talks in a very low monotone voice and stuff like that, very structured, but he wasn't frantic. He wasn't upset or anything else like that. But what he had is leverage. He has duplication. Imagine that man has over 50,000 affiliates in his organization from practically all countries of 140 something countries on earth. He's in Hawaii right now doing a meeting. Last Friday he was in Seattle doing a meeting. Prior to 2 weeks before that, he was in Cape Town, South Africa at an event. Prior to that, he was in Miami, and then Stuttgart, Germany. In other words, he's being able to live his life, and you can too, based on your terms. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to switch.
Can I add something else real quick?
Yes.
Okay, so guys, so when I graduated from college, I personal trained. After I personal trained, a friend of mine told me, "Hey, Dynas, you need to get into sales because there's no cap on income once you get into a sales position." So I said, "Okay." So I had no sales experience. So the sexy sales jobs were the pharmaceutical sales positions. Basically, you are a glorified pill deliverer. You take orders. You take orders and you deliver pills. But what they told me when I would interview for the pharmaceutical sales jobs was, Dynas, you don't have, or this one I was Albert. Albert, you don't have the sales experience, so we can't hire you. So I was going through the, what was it, monster.com. And so this opportunity came up with a company called Aflac. I don't know if you guys know Aflac, the insurance company, the Aflac, the duck. So I'm like, look, why not? So I applied for it. I got the job. The job was 100% commission. So my boss's boss, and there were a lot of ex-sales executives who worked for corporate America who left their corporate job. They're making six figures to go work for Aflac. And for the life of me, I was like 24 at the time. I'm like, why would you leave a job making $100,000 a year or plus to come to another role, another position where you're it's 100% commission? And they're like, well, the residual income and the leverage. You build a team, you duplicate yourself, you earn residual income. I don't have to ask my boss for vacation. At 3 o'clock, if my son has baseball practice, I don't have to ask my boss to go to baseball practice. I just go. It's for the freedom. Now, it's going to be tough the first year or so, but the pain is worth the reward. And that's something I just didn't get, but I get now. Because again, worked in corporate America, worked at Cintas, making a ton of money. And again, I just did not have the flexibility, was not making any residual income, had nothing to leverage. But I was helping the company in regards to their stock. I was helping their stock and the bottom line go out of the roof. So yeah, but go ahead.
Well, that is a great point, Dynas, and it's fitting in. What you're saying is on point, man. I've heard these things before, but it's nice to keep hearing again because these are life truths. This is like breathing.
I'm happy that I decided to do it now versus waiting until I was 45.
Oh God, man! Exactly, because you got your youth. Hey, you know what? You all you have to be is 18 years old, and you can set up a free account. We got people who have built a successful team, in their early 20s, and they don't have to work anymore. I'm not going to throw numbers out, but let's just say it's a substantial. I will tell you this. This is what I do full time. And I used to be in software sales. I will tell you this, but my sponsor, Michael Delco, not only is he a friend, he's a mentor, because you know what? I didn't get a lot of things right in life, as far as not the sharpest knife in the box, stuff like that. Not the dullest one, but not the sharpest. But here's one thing that's really, really saved me a lot of aggravation. I know how to submit to counsel. I understand leadership and authority. And I know how to respect authority. And so if someone has gone somewhere and done something that I want to get to, I don't care if they're younger. I don't care if they're, a different sex. I don't care if they're different religious belief or what I am. I know I can learn something. So I will submit to that authority. And that's exactly what I did to my friend, Michael Delco. I submitted to his leadership and authority. Even I'm 3 days older than he is. We're both 54. I'm September 8th. He's September 11th. And he was my friend. So rather than me getting up there and say, "Oh, Michael, this is just you." No, I was one of those guys. Okay, Michael, show me how to do what you do. Michael, in turn, submitted to our leader, the founder of Wealth Builders, Tyrone Best. He submitted to that leadership, and that's why Michael's free. That's why I'm free. Now, it's not enough to say that you want to set a business up. You need to know how. How do I get started? Businesses fail with the typical businesses fail by within 5 years. But for two main things. First is lack of capital. Second is lack of knowledge. You don't know how to go through the minefields. That's why I lost my first business, the business I told you about where I met Diane, because I was deficient in both a lack of capital, and I didn't have the knowledge on how to navigate. I do now. I have the experience now, but my path is on another thing. So let me tell you a little bit about our teaching system. Now, what the teaching system is called Wealth Builders. It's by Tyrone Best, who created that. Wealth Builder is a network of different cultures, different people who have one purpose: to build wealth, to help you realize your dream, to build a legacy for you and your family. So therefore, Wealth Builder does all the trainings, and the trainings are free. We have a power call every day, power call Monday through Saturday at 10:45. It gives you an overview of the business, tells you about the business. You're going to be introduced with some people, who will talk about their accomplishments and how they're helping people and things like that. Gives you an introduction to it. And then the other thing is we have online training by way of Facebook. We have trainings that you don't have to go to a hotel room and take 20 people in 2 cars and drive across town and go to a meeting room. You don't have to do that. Everything can be done. Everything is done online. As far as you learning the teaching. Now we have events. We also have events. We're going to have a major event that Diane and I plan on being in Atlanta, coming up, called Let's Go Weekend. We got another major event coming up on the 4th. In Las Vegas, Nevada. We have these events where we get together and see people. It gives you a greater picture about what this thing is about. But all it is just a bunch of just a bunch of people like myself, a bunch of people like Diane, who put their collective things in, and they decided, hey, I want to achieve my dream, and I want to get around like-minded people who are doing it. And that's what we do. I suggest you for those of you who say, well, I want to do the research on this. Okay, I can hear you. Research is good. But let me ask you something like this. Or they give you a question. Let me back up. They'll give you a question like this. Well, Fitzgerald, how much you make? Well, I'll come in and what you make? Well, first of all, it ain't none of your business. And second of all, did you ask your boss how much he made before you decided to go ask him for that job? Make no doubt about it. You asked him for the job. Okay, understand that. So how much I'm making and how much you can make is irrelevant. If you outwork me, you're going to out-earn me. Good luck. Good luck. You're doing that. I mean, but if you do that, I'm going to be one of your biggest cheerleaders. Why? Because I don't succeed not unless you succeed. And there is the power of what I do. Because you know what? There's only so many promotions you have at jobs. What's the incentive for me to teach you more than I know? I don't want you to take my job.
Hey, Fitzgerald, can I put your number in the chat? Is that okay? Or it's up to you?
Absolutely. But don't put yeah, you can put my number in far as if people need to contact me to follow up more. But Diane, I specifically want to make this clear. I want you to put your sign up and your referral.
I have.
Okay, so for all of you guys are hearing me now, I am a guest on Dynast Amir's stream. Him and I are a business partner. I am not going to share my link, on this particular with this particular thing. I want you, if you're going to register your account, say, hey, Dynast, I'm ready to get started. You will register your account under his link. I want to be very, very clear about that. Or any of the other wealth builders or affiliates who are watching this stream, because I'm going to be streaming on Facebook. If I'm the one to share it with you, okay, great. Register under my link. If another wealth builder shared this stream with you, register under their link. Hey, there are 7 billion people on Earth. There's enough people for everybody, for all of us to have a business. Dynast, I want to say something very, very important.
Go ahead.
I was talking earlier about the KBCs, and you know this. You and I are early investors within KBCs. I in essence grab my brother's hand and say, "What, man? That $100 you was going to spend at Ruth Chris. I want you to put in cryptocurrency. Do not pay me. Buy it for yourself." And I told him this. I said, if you don't agree, you pay me my money.
Right.
If you don't agree, I knew Alabama's going to win the game anyway. We're superior.
Hey, we were winning. Hey, we were winning, Fitzgerald. We were winning.
Yeah, but, you'll get us next year, like you always say. That's your theme song. But let me get back to the point right here. Now, Karatbars has opened the world's first crypto and only crypto bank that I know of. A bank that actually deals in cryptocurrency, the world's first, and it's located in Miami, Florida. I was down there when that bank opened. Harold Seitz came over to make the introduction, came over to delegate, well, almost like a ribbon cutting ceremony. And this man has a huge, generous heart, and so he's about empowering the people. And let me tell you what we did. So we're bebopping around in there. We're going in the bank and all excited and affiliates from all over the world. So I have friends from the different countries. As a result of this business. And so he gets up there. He says, "You know what? I am going in his German English accent. So it's English with a German accent because he's a German citizen. He says, you know what?" And I don't know if he was feeling good or the sunshine. I don't know what it was, but he came out of his mouth and said this: on July 4th, for every 100 KBCs that you acquire, I am going to give you an equivalent of a gram of gold. Hear what I just said. For every 100 KBCs that you acquire, I am going to give you a gram of gold. Diane, you want to do what a gram of gold is right now? And just let that hit you. There are some Karatbar affiliates have over 10 million KBC coins. There's some that have over half a billion. There are some that has just like a few thousand. But you imagine that. I mean, when I sitting up here saying that's how me and a lot of other people are going to retire because of that one event alone. Oh, and it's going up. And this is in documentation and writing and everything else. And Harold Constantine Seitz said this, and I'll reiterate this. He said, "I do what I say I'm going to do." Everything that man has said since the inception of this company, he has done. Including up to right now. So Karatbars within the next 24 months, it is somewhere along the line going to create somewhere over 15,000 millionaires, if not 20. Bitcoin did 23,000 millionaires. Gold-backed currency. So that's happening right now. So come July 4th, I'm going to be a very, very happy man. And it's going to be a whole lot of other people. And that's simply because we took action. Now, once again, that KBC train is gone. You can still acquire it off of various exchange, but you're gonna pay. But that opportunity is still there for those you want to acquire. Go on the various exchanges and acquire it. It's still there, but where it is now is the KBC. That's the next offering. How many of you guys said you wished I would have been on that Bitcoin train? I wished I would have been on it. How many of you guys said I wished I would have invested in Amazon and Google or Microsoft when they first started, or Netflix? This is what this is. I'll say so. If it's trading at 14 cents now, it's went up from when it came out like a half a penny. Every time I acquire some, I make money every single time. What happens when that goes up to $10? There's one currency on there. I don't want to call the name of it. Besides Bitcoin, it's gold attached, not gold backed. I believe. Heck, it's trading for something like $400 something right now. What happens when this thing? Okay, $10 too much to grasp. You got 100,000 coins at $10. You do the math. Okay. Those coins right now, 14 cents. What happens when it goes to $100? You do the math. Fitzgerald, that's unrealistic. Hey, it's guys on Wall Street right now. They get paid multi-million-dollar bonuses just at Christmas time. That don't count what it is. Money does not stop moving simply because you don't believe it. It don't stop because you got to figure it out. But those of you say, hey, you want to figure it out? How about this is for figuring out and researching? MasterCard, which I just showed my card up there. Let me cover some of these numbers up there. But MasterCard is the partner. Those are the ones that issue our payments so we can pay our affiliates. Now, what does that mean? And we're paid in euros, by the way, which is more than American dollars. So you give yourself a raise every time that happens. So MasterCard did the research on us. A company that sole business model is designed to research companies. That's what they do. Okay, how about this for checking out? FedEx is our largest delivery partner. Matter of fact, we're FedEx's largest delivery partner, should I say? I said that around. So much so that FedEx keeps a shipping office right in Stuttgart, Germany. That's why we're sitting. That's how they send this out. And when the gold comes directly to you, it comes by way of FedEx, and the gold is physically, literally in your hands. How about this? The Vatican, say what you want about the organization, but one thing they are highly skilled at is making money. Highly skilled at it. They had us print specialty cards, and so they ordered that, and they're doing, like, I believe, going to get ready to go on the third run, if I'm not mistaken. If anyone has joined, if anyone's on the stream from Karatbars, please correct my facts. Please correct me if I misconstrued the facts. And if that's not enough, how about 600,000 people who have already made the decision to become a part of this? Meanwhile, while you're sitting up there figuring out. So what is there to figure out? Okay, I acquire gold, thus protecting my wealth. You got house insurance, you got health insurance, you got car insurance. How about money insurance? That's what gold is. Okay, so you acquire gold. Number two, if I wanna duplicate my efforts, I get a business pack. I tell a lot of people about it and make a lot of money. It's simple. It's simple that the money. I can't say you're going to be successful. I can't say will you be successful. It all depends on your worth ethic. If you're one of those people who have the lottery mentality, you waiting out there for a scratch-off ticket, or you wait for a fortune to give you the money. This business ain't for you. I suggest you don't become a part. But if you want a part to ensure the legacy of your household and get off the rat race, and you want a way that's cost effective, that can have life-changing implications not only for you and your family, become a part of this. What do you got to lose? It's free to join. You have no monthly fees. You have no minimums, no maximum, and you can build. You're in 140 countries. You can do business in 140 countries. I talk to affiliates in New Zealand. I talk to people in New Zealand. I talk to people in South Africa. I talk to people in Vietnam. I talk to people in Canada. I talk to people in Tanzania. I talk to people in Nigeria. I talk to people all over Singapore. It don't make a difference. Karatbar is in all those countries. They decide, hey, you know what? I'm looking for something. I want to do something. I want to change my life. I want to help better my life. I'm going to set up a free account and I'm going to get to work. And as they do, we get compensated from all those different regions. All the different regions as far as around there. Dynas has actually made money for work that I've done. I hate to say that. He's made money. He can tell you that.
Thank you.
Like I said, gang, I got 119 people that said yes to me. I talked to a whole lot of that. My sponsor, Michael Delco, he has 500 something people. There's another dynamite lady known as Tanisha Glaspie. She does a lot of trainings in there. She's sponsored over 400 people by Facebook alone. Okay, it's so people out there looking. But you're the magic. If you're going to be one of those guys or gals that said, well, if I find the right person, if I find this, if I find that right person, no, you're never going to find the right person. You have to be that person. The magic is you. As much as I care for you, Dynas, I didn't build this business for you. You just happen to get the spillover far as in there. I go out to work for me. You just happen to get the benefit of that. And because I do that, my sponsor gets the benefit of my efforts. My sponsor gets the benefit of Dynas' efforts. His team gets the benefit. Dynas' team gets the benefit of his efforts. So it's almost like the blockchain. We're all connected, and we're all our job is to help each other realize their dreams. Dinas, if you don't mind, I said a lot, but I like to hear from the audience, man. I like to open up you can open up with your audience, and let's just hear what they have to say. We'll hear some questions, so I can do maybe a little miniature.
Let me ask you this: if you guys have a serious question, we don't want any trolls. If you have a serious question, please email me, and I'll send you a link, and you can hop on. If that's okay with you.
Absolutely. I relish that. And Dinas, thank you and your audience for listening to what I had to say. I appreciate it.
No, thank you, Fitzgerald, for coming on.
So let me give a layout about this. This is designed. I've been in the company about 4.5 years. I don't know everything, but I do know some things. I know how to get people get off to a good start and to be successful, but be pretty well successful pretty quick. So I want to just address whatever questions you had. I know I certainly had some when I first started. Still got some now. So I just want to address that and maybe do a brief teaching now while I'm on here, because I know with an audience, this stream is going over all over the world, and I know people have questions. And please don't be shy. I'm here for you. Dinas is here for you. But so I want to get feedback. I don't care if it's negative feedback.
Also, I put Fitzgerald's phone number in the chat room. So if you guys have any questions, I'm a baby at this. I'll be honest. So once you sign up, if you have any questions, please call Fitzgerald. And I know he's the expert, and he's my brother.
Absolutely. Thank you for saying that, because you know what? I still defer to my sponsor right now, Michael Delco. He refers to Ty Best. We're networking, so absolutely, and that's the thing about that. Dinas is got something on there, so I'll be happy to even if once you sign up under him. If you have any questions, and call me directly, and I'll be happy to help you get started, as well as your organization get growing and stuff like that. So thank you, Dinas. No problem. I will tell you this: I'm on Eastern time over here for those different affiliates in the world. Generally, what I do, my phone powers off about sometimes like midnight. And it powers back on before 7 a.m. I try to get some sleep. So that's
somebody, Lonnie Phil, government employee, not too familiar with sales. What is the business of this? Is it just recruiting?
No. And tell a very good question. Let me say this to that individual: you don't have to recruit one single person to be successful in Karatbar.
You should, obviously.
Well, yes and no. All depends on what direction you want to go. And let me clarify that. You could just go. You could just become wealthy, extraordinary wealthy, just by collecting the cryptocurrency and sitting on it. You don't got to go out there and build a team. You don't got to go out there and build a team. I have people in my organization like that. Michael, being a part of Michael Delco's organization, we have people like that. That's the beauty thing about Karatbars. You don't got to go out there. You want to go tell someone to open up another income? That's fine. But you can just purchase the KYC. And I say get it as fast as you can, as much as you can. If you purchase that and just sit on it and let it grow up there, that alone will increase your wealth. Even collecting gold. So I'm not saying no, you don't have to go out there, but you're probably going to want to go out there and build a team, because that gives you more leverage. But no, you don't have to do that. But yes, you're going to want to do that.
Let's see. Any other? Here we go. Here's a good question, Fitzgerald. The U.S. is a dying empire, and Europe is on life support. Is this the way we wish to continue? What's the end game? What are your thoughts on that question?
Well, the end game is right this. Until God Almighty calls us home, or decide to wrap this whole game up, you're going to have goods and services. And until and we're not living in the Star Trek world right now, where all the food is free and all the service is free. You're going to have some media of exchange to purchase the things that you need to survive on this planet. Period. That's what you're going to have that. Now, it could be fiat currency, which is a certain current thing right now. It could be gold, which is what I'm into right now. It could be diamonds. It could be something like that. But you're going to have some medium of exchange. And here's the other thing: Diane, can I step away for a second to get those gold cards?
Go ahead. Everyone, thank you for joining. Fitzgerald's gonna step away. Make sure you hit that like button. Please hit that like button as you come into the chat room. And thank you. Hopefully you guys find value in this information. Fitzgerald is an awesome individual. He's my brother. I've known Fitzgerald now since 2007, so that's going on 12 years. I've been knowing Fitzgerald for 12 years now, and whenever I have a question, whenever I need advice or somebody to confide in, I call Fitzgerald. Always.
Your people, thank you. For the life of me, I do not know what I did with that gold card to show you. I think it's going to show up after I get off the stream, but I do got another thing. Okay, now here's the thing. Here's the thing. What I want you to understand about gold. Okay, I can't take a kilo of gold and break some off and say, give me a loaf of bread and a dozen eggs and some milk. I can't do that. So how do you do the exchange? That's the genius of this company. Another thing, this right here is called cash gold. Right inside right here, where you see, and I don't know if we do like a close up, inside that is a 1.1 gram of physical gold embedded in there. So I can literally take this when the time comes and actually pay for goods and services. I don't got to bring a whole kilo of gold. I don't have to bring a whole gram of gold. I could take small portion. What makes this so phenomenal is that the gold is in the bill. Physical gold, 99.9% pure, the same as the London bullion exchange. So I could use that to settle debt. Karatbar also has a system called Karat Pay, which means I can actually transfer gold into my account to Dynas's account simply because you get a free Karat Pay account simply by being a member of that. So I can actually transfer that to his account. Well, and he would use the gold, and we also going to come out with a system where we can convert our crypto and our gold into fiat currency if we want. The sky's the limit right here. We also, for those of you are a business owner, we have what we call K merchants. You can actually sign your business up or sign a business up, and then as they use that as people can actually pay them in gold or pay them through crypto, and imagine you're getting a percentage of everything that business does simply because you set that up.
Hey, brother, police brutality is on the chat. Go ahead, police brutality. Do you have any questions for Cheryl?
Yeah, Fitzgerald, I just want to add up to what you're saying, like, with the Bitcoin thing, right? A lot of our people don't know that you can make a lot of money from Bitcoin mining, especially mining anyway, because right now Bitcoin is like one Bitcoin to $11,000 US. It has been rising for like 3 weeks on a row. It's gonna rise. It's on a serious bull movement on a slope, and it's gonna keep rising till it gets maybe up to maybe 15,000 per one Bitcoin. So, and for the Karatbar too, the same thing. People need to both crypto, and I haven't done the Karatbar. This is my first time hearing about it. I've been hearing about it, but this is my first time really hearing about it. So yeah, it's people should try and work for self. People should stop. 9 to 5 won't save anyone for long anyway. That's just my take. I've been talking about this Bitcoin because I officially had a Bitcoin account through blockchain in 2017, and I've been watching the way the thing has been going. I knew when it was $3,000 per one Bitcoin. Now it's 11.
Hey, brother, can we keep it on Karatbars, please? Any questions on Karatbars, and if you could just tie Bitcoin into the ABC.
Oh, okay. For the Karatbar, like, I wanted to know, like, you have to join to, like, how is the process, the whole process? What was the technology behind it?
Well, the technology is the blockchain technology. Far as with that. So that's really what's one of the things that's driving. Besides gold, let me emphasize this, Mr. Brutality, because I'm going to call you Mr. I don't even want to say. I'm just going to call you sir. Okay.
Okay. All right.
The value of the KBC coin, our particular coin, the KBC and the KCB. What I want to emphasize right now, because of the technology. Listen, that ecosystem that I said called Karatpay, no one has that. No one's doing this. Understand, Mr. Sykes is creating a whole nother ecosystem, a financial ecosystem that soon the world will know about. That could participate. You know what? We also have our coming out with our own ATM machines. Imagine ATM machine, where you go in there and you can put it in right there, and you can deal with your currency, you can deal with the crypto, you can deal with the Ethereum, and our blockchain is not only going to be for Karatbar affiliates. You're able to buy Bitcoin. Soon you're going to be able to buy Bitcoin and Ethereum off of that. That's going to be up and running in full operation. Sometimes later on this year. Now there's also going to be this. Come later on this month, I believe that later on this year, come down in October. The two coins, KBC and KCB, are going to hard fork, meaning it's going to be one single coin. Now, for those of you for talking like, okay, will we go up like Bitcoin? Absolutely. Absolutely. Why? The fees are powering the growth of the coin. Karatbar owns two gold mines, physical gold mines, that they mine the golds themselves to back the coin. We already have the blockchain technology, not only in this, but we have it in the phone market. So in the fees that are derived from the exchange, and Karatbar will have practically the lowest, or not definitely some of the lowest fees of all trading current trading. Let me see, I'm using the wrong word. Of all exchanges, they will have some of the lowest fees, and those fees will go back, to not only the bank, but those fees are going to go to the bank to help stabilize and support the coin, in addition to the value of gold. And what we are on. And once again, if there are any Karatbar affiliates on this, correct me if I'm wrong. I wish I had my sponsor Michael to address this, but he's doing a business in Hawaii right now. And now you have two types of exchanges, two types of exchange. You have a dynamic and a static. One of them is pretty much dedicated to only that one thing, but ours is going to be, you can run your phone calls through it. You can run various other services. So that's going to increase the fees, which people are going to come to these exchanges in an incredible way, because they're like, okay, we're paying less. So you gotta pay fees like you pay fees for banks. You got to pay fees, when you get on these exchanges. So all those fees go back to help support the value of that coin. We're looking at now. I told you, come July 4th, 100 coins are going to be worth a gram of gold. Subsequently, as we start going down the line, pretty soon it's going to get to where you got 75 coins per gram of gold, and then you're going to get to a point where you got 50 coins per gram of gold. And then it's going to be to a point where you got 25 coins per gram of gold. And finally, in 2023, we are going to be at the level of where we have one coin equals 1 gram of gold.
Okay, like 1 Bitcoin equals 1 gram of gold, right?
No, I'm not talking about Bitcoin. I'm talking about KCB. And
KCB, okay.
KCB, KBC, when the coin becomes one coin is going to be equal to a gram of gold in 2023. Okay, so let's do the math. What about someone who has like 100,000 coins right now? That's a low percentage. That's a low percentage. Do 100,000, and gold is traded somewhere, I think, like 42.50 here in the United States. I don't think it's going to be 42.50 in 2023, but let's just go $40. And you're sitting on 100,000 coins that you pay 14 cents. That you pay 14 cents for right now.
Wow, that's a lot of money if you do the math. Yeah,
Bitcoin is doing it all thing. I promise you. And let me grab my thoughts here a little bit. I promise you, Karatbars is going to create billionaires out of this. Karatbars is multi-millionaires. Our philosophy works like this. Those with some, you know, those with some will become wealthy. Those with a few will become wealthy. Those with some will become millionaires. Those with a lot will become billionaires.
Wow.
You know, in my accounts, my accounts and our accounts rather work through the Ether system. You can go to Ether scan, load up your digital wallet. I can look in my account right now and say, I can tell you firsthand, it's working. I mean, it's working because my value is going up. It constantly keeps going up. Come when the July 4th, boom, it's going to reset again. And all I'm doing is just holding. All I'm doing is just holding. And that's what a lot of us are doing. Now, that's why you want to build your team, Dynas. That's why it's important to build your team, because you can get money. You can make enough piece of money to replace your income. And, you know, if you really go to work, you can place your full-time income within 6 months to a year. You know, if you do that, I'll say 6 months to 24 months. Your work ethic may not be as tight as another person, but depending on, some people have done it in 30 days. Okay, you can do it. Okay, and so that's why you want to create that, because by doing that allows you to not have to touch your currency until it fully matures. You know, because it's an investment in yourself. Now, I'm not going to go there and tell you how much to buy. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I would say buy as much as you can, and I would also say this rule: don't buy anything you can't afford to lose. I ain't asking you to spend your mortgage money in it. I ain't asking you to spend your rent money. I ain't asking you to go spend your car payment and stuff like that. You know?
Right.
The rule of investing is simply this: you never invest more than you can afford to lose. And I would tell you this, Mr. Brutality and Mr. Amir, for all the currency I've acquired, all the gold I have acquired, I have not lost one dime. As a matter of fact, my wealth is significantly increased. I have not lost one dime. You know, I let go of a gram of gold just this week, and that was the first time I did this. But I gave it to I sold into a ministry, and I gave them gold. So it just a gram I gave them. I gave them a gram card, you know, and I was happy to do that because I was doing something that was put my money in something that's very, very dear to me. With the gospel, I did that. But hey, you know, that gold is going to be worth more than that cash in 5 years by far. You know, so what do we need to do to summarize this up? Get started. Get started. You know, sign up your free account under Dynas right now. Get started. Number 2, for those of you who really want to jam up, get you a business package. I don't care what business package it is. 150 bucks to $1 million. You know, we got levels for anybody. Okay. Number 3, get plugged into the system. Your first system is, you know, plugging in. You know, you got my number like Dynas said. All I'm going to do is plug into the Wealth Builder system that's going to show you how to build this, going to keep you abreast of what we're doing, because so much information. Number 3, you know, tell a lot of people. And then that's how you're going to multiply. Dynas, 119 people personally sponsored. Last time I checked, I think I checked this morning, my organization is close to 3,300 business affiliates. I only put 119 people in. I got one person in my organization, Dynas, check this out. They haven't sponsored a single person. And they got 2,993 people in. I'm sorry, they have 3,014 people in their group, and they haven't sponsored a single individual. You know how they got that? Spillover. But they were smart enough to get a business packet, and because that business packet, it was able to generate units. Now let me explain units to you guys. Now, for every time you have a cycle, and a cycle means that every time your left side or your right side creates 50 units, and units are created by people purchasing gold or phones or anything else we have through the organization. Cash gold, you get 50 units on one side, 25 units on another side. It creates a payout. Well, if you're a bronze package holder with the 150, every time that happens, you're going to get paid somewhere neighborhood of 40 euros. Okay. Again, and then if that happens when you become a gold, you select the gold business package, you're going to get paid every time that happens 60 euros. Or you're VIP like that, like myself. Every time that happens, you get paid euros or something like 92 US dollars. Ladies and gentlemen, there's days here I made in one day what I used to make in a week, just sitting in here. And also, oh no, I didn't do it in one day, Dynas. I did it in 15 minutes. Because somewhere in the world, someone is buying packages, someone is buying gold, someone is buying crypto, someone is buying a phone, and those units just keep accumulating, and they pay me out, and the units are loaded up in euros on my MasterCard every Friday like clockwork. I pay my car payment on that. I pay my insurance on that. I put gas in my RAV4 on that. The money's real, or I can take it down to the bank. And I can put it in the ATM, and it's going to spit US dollars out. It's going to give me US.
Real quick, police brutality. I hate calling you that. There's not a Bitcoin debit card, is there?
Well, for one I have, one of the mining contracts I have, they are going to start to have a Bitcoin debit card by July. So I'll be getting that one by July ending.
So what Karatbars have, this is something that no one else has right now that I could think of as far as the debit card.
Yeah. And what makes our debit card unique, not only MasterCard backs it, which is an international brand in all 140 countries that we deal with. But let's just say, Dynas, you deal with Nigeria a lot. You're a citizen of there. Let's just say you have something like $5,000, 5,000 euros on your MasterCard. Okay, yeah. You go over to use it. You go over to Nigeria and you need some cash. You put your card in the Nigerian ATM. It's going to give you back Nigerian currency.
Oh wow.
Okay, if you're in South Africa, it's going to give you the South African rand. If you're in Germany, it's going to give you the euro. Whatever the country, if you're in Canada, it's going to give you Canadian dollars. Whatever the currency of that particular country you're in, that's what the euros would be converted to. That's what and it comes off your card just like that. There's nothing like it. Karatbars will have you run around your house in a rainstorm with your shirt off, and when you fully understand what the heck you got a hold of. I repeat, it is a money system. It is a money system. We don't deal with goods or services. We deal with the possibility of helping people realize their dreams. Our product is money. Okay, for those of you sitting on here, what's the worst you could have? What's the worst could happen to you? You have a whole bunch of gold in your garage. You have a whole bunch of gold. That's why this makes sense. It's cost effective. It's free to join. If you really want to maximize your efforts, you're going to want to get a business package. But make no doubt, you don't have to. You can make a very, very nice income, provided you build a nice team once a month just in a free position. Number two, you're going to want to acquire at least a gram of gold a month. For those of you who can do more, go ahead and do it. That's your savings insurance that you can leave to your family. Number three, you're going to want to acquire the gold-backed KBC cryptocurrency as fast as you can. Some of you guys might even want to get the K1 Info phone. We have various packages of cryptocurrency tied to that. Understand, Dynas, when you buy the cryptocurrency, you're already in the red. You're already in the red. I mean, it's already in the red. Because
in the black, not the red, not the red.
You're already making money simply because of what it's doing right now. So I thank you guys for allowing me to talk. I'm going to shut myself down because I feel like I said what I needed to say. My phone is available for anyone to call. Only thing I like you to do when you call, because you know what, I'm very particular about I like to know who I'm talking to. So I got Dynas locked in my phone, and I just like to know who I'm talking to. So I'm not in really the habit of answering calls, but if calls that I don't know. But if you could, send me a text beforehand and let me know you get ready to call me. That way I won't. That way I pause like, what's this number right here? And when you do that, reference this screen. So let's say it's Khadijah calls. Hey, hi Fitzgerald. This is Khadijah. I was listening to you on the stream right there. Here are my questions. Great. First thing I'm going to ask Khadijah, did you get signed up yet? And you registered your free account. And Dinaz, I need you to send me your account in case they didn't, so I can go ahead and make sure that your audience all go in your organization. I say again, your audience. So if you are a wealth builder and you're looking at and you're streaming this on Facebook, so I did share it on Facebook. If another wealth builder shared this screen with them, even though I put my link on there, do not join with me. Join with the person who shared this to you. So Searcher Uru belongs to Dinaz Samir. So you will come under him. I want to make that emphatically clear. But also, I want to make emphatically clear that I will help you with any questions or anything you need to know about this business. And why would I do that? Because Dinaz is in my organization. To help Dinaz is to help myself. I mean, if you don't care about who get the credit in life, you get rich.
Yeah, I just saw the Carat Gold Bitcoin this thing. Wow, I'm just seeing the Impulse K1 phone. That's good.
Yeah, the Impulse K1 phone, Mr. PB, and I don't like neither one of those words, police or brutality. So I'm going to call you Mr. PB.
Okay.
Mr. PB, listen to this. We have an offer coming on right now that our incredible CEO has put up there, and I'm not trying to blow homage and give homage to this man. His word speaks for himself. The man is a dang economic genius. What he has built, it is nothing short of life-changing, incredible. Karatbars has been in operation since 2011, a total debt-free company. Okay, so we're not on trial here. But like that K1, we have for example, right now there's a package. Like say if you was to get the 5,000 euro package, prior for that, you would get 2 K1 Impulse phones, and off the top of my head, I believe you would get 10,000 KBC coins, plus we're giving another 10,000 bonus of KCB coins, so that's 20,000. And so not only do you get that, but the person who brought you into business, they would get that. Now let me tell you how I play the game. I'm a VIP in my personal account, and I also have a business account that I'm a VIP in. And I've been telling Dinaz he needs to get him a business account. Here's why. Because I will buy through my business account and get units in my personal account. So in other words, I'm double dipping on my money. Okay. So let's just say I go out there and I'm already my phone is ordered. So let's just say I get 2 for the heck of it, because the cryptocurrency is really what I'm gunning for. So let's just say if I do that, I take 5,000 euros, buy the phones. Now I don't want you guys to think that that's the only package. We have packages for the phone for $1,200, but with that package, that 5,000 euros is going to give you a VIP status. So you're going to become a VIP automatically. You're going to get 2 phones. So I buy that through my business account, Dinaz, which is also a VIP. So my business account gets 10,000 coins, plus they get a 10,000 bonus. And because I sponsor them, that person sponsored my business account, I'm going to get 20,000 coins. So that 5,000 euro investment is going to net me somewhere. I'm sorry, the 10. No, I think about 40,000. 10 times 4 is 40. Dinaz, give me 40,000 times 0.14 right now.
Hold on a second. You said 40,000 times 0.14?
Mm-hmm.
It's 5,600.
Say that again.
5,600.
How much was the package, Dinaz?
5,000.
I netted money, didn't I? Look at the numbers. If I said 5,000 euros and that is worth 5,600, 5,000 euros, and that's worth 5,600, didn't I just make money off of buying it? Subtract. See what I just did? So in essence, how much the package cost me?
Yeah, for the Karatbar, is there any kind of like mining, like if for Bitcoin, is there like Karatbar mining?
No, but our mining, Mr. PB, is that we own the gold mines, physically own the gold mines. I believe you know, if off the top of my head, we have one in Guinea and we have a mine in Madagascar. We have the rights to that to those mines. So that's where we get our gold, and we physically pull our gold out the mine. You know, and we're doing that. The more we start pulling out, the greater the value of the coin is going to be.
Okay. All right.
We own the gold mine. We own our own blockchain. You know, we own the facilities. We're debt free. So all this, Karatbars is a financial juggernaut powerhouse, all standing on its own 2 feet. We own the crypto bank. We own the cash gold. No one else is doing this cash gold except us. No one's doing that. No. I don't know anybody who's doing the MasterCard where your commission is loaded up. No one. And then the gold would come on a similar card like this, Dynas. You already have one. I don't have mine. I don't know what the heck happened to it. But you know, where you're going to see like a gram of gold embedded right in the center, just like the money, or a 2.5 gram or a 5 gram. You know, and it is said with very, very good sources, and including and Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad. He is one of the best authors, you know, best advocates of saving gold. It is said that in the event of a financial crash, everyone should have at least 100 grams of gold on their person they can grab any moment.
Wow.
Everyone needs to have at least 100 grams of gold. You know, so when I say gold, I ain't talking about someone, you know, I'm talking about the gold is physically with you. So in the event that they say, well, you can't get your money out, you know, you got that gold, you can operate. You know,
yes,
go ahead.
Yes, like I checked the exchange rate for 1 ounce of gold, and it's like 1,400 USD.
Yeah, but let me ask you something, Mr. PB, because you got me interested. No, and I definitely, I'm not going to rush you off the line, but I want to get some more questions like that. I want to get some people to talk. Hold on for a second. Please don't go anywhere.
Okay.
Mr. PB, you and I have been talking. About 15 minutes. You are at Dynas. Have you registered your account yet?
For the Karat Gold.
Or have you registered your gold affiliate account up under Dynas Amir right now while we've been talking?
No, I haven't yet. No. I'm just getting questions.
Because it only takes 5 minutes. I mean, you see what I mean by time? Ladies and gentlemen, there are some opportunities come in your life that you don't got time to think about. I said that one time before with a stream I was doing with Michael Delco. You must move. You don't got time to think about. You don't got time to think about it. You need to have gold for you and your family. You don't got time to think about it. You could create another stream of income for your family. You don't even got time to think about should you start acquiring cryptocurrency when the world is already doing it. You don't got time to think about it. The dollar will fall. It will fall. You know, and it will go. And every fiat currency goes what it goes back. What it was always originally, what it first was designed. Zero.
Okay.
Zero. So when I said, have you signed your account up, man, you could have signed that up in 5 minutes while we sitting on there talking on the phone. You know, and I could have plug you into got you onto Wealth Builders worldwide.info. You could have validated your account and everything else like that. Now let me go on and say that because you know there's nothing to think about. I'm giving you guys a solution for those of you looking, and it's not for everyone. I don't want everyone. And Dynas don't want everyone. We want the ones who want it. You know, now, and when I say documented stuff, what do I mean by that? Well, Karatbar require they require you to upload what they call KYC documents. KYC stands for Know Your Customer. We want to be sure that you're a legitimate person because gold is going to be shipped to your house. So we can't make sure you're doing illegal activities and doing all that kind of stuff. We got to verify who you are. So how do we verify who you are? You upload a photo ID. That could be a photo ID of your driver's license, your passport, military ID, something with a valid photo ID. And then the second thing, you upload proof of address because we're going to be sending gold to that address. And ladies and gentlemen, UPS will not leave, the Karatbars does not leave your gold by the front under the mat. They don't leave it by the side of the house.
Okay.
And you're not getting it. That's the way we play the game. So you want to upload a utility bill. a cell phone bill, a bank statement. You can cross out the company number, the account numbers, something that proves that you are who you say you are and you live at the address you say. And then once you get that approved, then you can start acquiring gold. Now you can buy a physical package. We have two physical packages. We have a physical package like this. This is what's called the VIP package. Okay. And the package comes with gold in it. The bronze packages, the silver and the gold package will be a little smaller, but this is the top of the food chain right here, the VIP package. Okay, so you're going to get that physical package going to come to you. It's going to have gold. It's going to have, it's going to have profit cards in it. It's going to have a whole bunch of stuff. The other packages come to this size. They will come like, this will be everything from a bronze to a bronze to up to a gold. All packages are going to have gold. They're going to have physical gold. You get things in there to explain the compensation plan. Who Karatbar is, what gold is, you get your welcome letter. So you get all of that, and I want to iterate. Wealth Builders is independent from Karatbars. Wealth Builders is a teaching arm of that helps to teach you to build your team. But it's not part of Karatbars. It's not, it's not, but we help people to build their Karatbar team. Or now, if you elect to buy a profit package, so you say, I want to have it in my hand. I want to have physical have it in his hand. Cool. You don't need to upload your KYCs. You can order your package, your profit package one time without uploading your KYCs, then upload your KYCs. Now, if you want to do like the a profit package, that's the digital cryptocurrency side. You got to have your KYCs uploaded first, Dinaz. And Dinaz, is that a hard thing to do, to upload those documents?
No, it's not. Okay,
Dinaz, when you got into business, I sent you my link. Was it hard for you to do?
No, it wasn't. No, not at all.
Okay. Has it worked?
Absolutely.
Okay. You sponsored individuals. I mean, you went out there and already sponsored individuals and a thing like that. So you found people looking. And let me blow Dinaz Amir's horn a little bit more.
Oh God, here we go.
This man, is a dual citizen, United States of America. He's born in Sacramento, California. He's a prince over in Nigeria. When I say prince, I ain't talking about, singing artist. I'm talking about he's a legitimate prince over there. Nigerian citizenship. Now, Dinaz owns property over there. Okay. So let's just say Dinaz wakes up one day and he decides, well, I think I want to spend more time at my home in Nigeria. Okay, I just want to go over there and spend some time there, and I want to travel. Do you realize he can be building his business in Nigeria and throughout Africa and still getting paid on his MasterCard and still earning income right there? He can't do that with his insurance license. He can't sell insurance license. He can't sell insurance outside of Georgia. That I know, because I used to be an insurance agent for New York State. So imagine that. No matter where you settle, you can go ahead and make money. I'm considering moving, getting a residence out the country. Dinaz told me some great things about Cape Town, and we just had an incredible event over there. And Dinaz told me like this.
I'm not a big fan of Cape Town.
Well, you told me it has some of the richest, has some of the most beautiful landscape in the world.
It's absolutely beautiful.
I came to your home last time. You told me that. Okay.
It just reeks with apartheid, but it's absolutely beautiful.
Well, wherever you want to go. I mean, so either there, Ethiopia, but I have very good friends up in Canada, so I'm a big fan of living in Canada. When I lived in Buffalo, New York, I was 4 miles away from the Canadian border, and Montreal is by far my favorite city I've ever been to thus far. So I may keep a place up there, but being I don't like cold weather, you better believe come the winter time, I'm going to be my butt down here somewhere warm like Tampa, Florida, where I am now. But imagine this. I don't miss a beat. Everywhere I go, I can talk to people and get people involved with this great opportunity. We have meetings going all over the world right now, with someone bringing this opportunity. And make no doubt about it, all it is an opportunity, and so it's a vehicle to help you get your dream. Once again, if you got something going on and it fits along the line of Karatbars, okay, you can start it. You got 140 countries you can get in. You have no minimums or maximums to buy. You can earn income by duplication of other people's efforts. No monthly fees to maintain. The product is money. Your product is gold, not lotions, potions, or anything like that. You have a cell phone and computer. You qualify. You can do it from your home. You can do it from the beach. One of my co-business partners, Miss Tanisha Gatsby, who lives in Phoenix, Arizona, she's often by the pool. That woman has been free. She became free in this business with Karatbars a little under 2 years, and that was a couple of years ago. So people getting free every day. And once again, as my senior partner would say, Ty Best, Karatbars is out on trial here. For some of you guys, this may be an answer to prayer. So, because I know it similar was to me. I'm like, God, send me something, man. I started off loving my job. I prayed for that job in software sales.
I mean, Fitz, when I got my job with Citar, so I was the same way.
I mean, I loved it. And man, I was hitting out the park, and within my first year, I was like one of the top 3 sales guys in the country, getting all kind of accolades and awards. Loved the recognition. I was working, and then something happened, and my boss Tony was explained it to me. And when you go into sales, you got your warm market. People know you. People are going to buy just because of you. Okay, once you go through that warm market, your skill got to come upon. Your skill got to come up. Now you got to learn the techniques of persuasion. You got to learn how to convince people because you're not exhausting your market. And then I somewhat struggled with that. Plus, on top of that, through no fault of my own, I became ill. I just got ill. I was going through some health challenges. I got these calls and they like, Fitzgerald, you got this situation. They're like, whoa, where'd that come from? And it started really messing with me mentally. It turned on anxiety switches, far as with that, and I couldn't mentally engage in a game, which took me out the game. But I had the fortitude to build this business before that time came. I didn't know what was coming down the road. So I built this business. And then, unfortunately, I received a call from my boss up in New York. He loves me. I love him. But he had a job to do. So I didn't transition to another job. I didn't go. I got fired. Because I wasn't keeping up my quota. You know what? And I would have fired me too. Because of taking from a man who owned 2 companies. I can't pay you what you're not making. You make your paycheck, not me. So I told him, I said, go ahead and do what you go ahead and do what you have to do. And man, I didn't after I hung up the phone, I was sort of relieved because all that pressure came off my leg. All that pressure came off. But I knew that I had built a gargantuan team, Dynas. Mm-hmm. When I came up there to stay with you in Atlanta, we live about 9 hours away from each other. I didn't ask you, man, well, I can only be here a few days. I stayed as long as I wanted to. I stayed as long as I wanted to. You stayed as long as you want to because both of us are free men. He works and does his game, and I work and do my game. 12 o'clock, we sit around and run around to a restaurant and get something to eat. A lot of times early in the morning or in the afternoon, I just jump on my bike. Not because I have stress, because I want to keep my health good and I just want to clear my mind and stuff. But I'm able to do that sometimes at 12 or 2 o'clock. I can do that throughout the interval. I can get in my vehicle right now. If I want to go down to Miami, I can do it. I got the funds to do it. I got the time to do it. I don't have to ask permission if can I go see my aging parents up in Alabama. I don't need nobody's permission. I don't need to ask you, can I go? And I don't need you to ask you, when can I come back? That's freedom. So if anything should turn you on, because I certainly know that's what turns me on. And you know what, Dynas, I'm not moved by alligator shoes. I never wore them here. I guess they look pretty nice. I'm not moved by nice real estate, although I love nice real estate. I'm not moved by nice suits, although I love to look good. I'm not moved by colognes, although I love to smell good. I'm not moved by $10,000 bikes, although I love cycling. Mm-hmm. I'm moved by the fact that if I want it, I can get it. I'm moved by the fact, you know what, if I decide that I want to go somewhere, I can go up and do it. I'm moved by the fact that Mr. PB, that all the thing I got to do is I think of something and I can just grab my passport. I don't need to worry about taking luggage, and I can go. You know, that's freedom. And with freedom, you know, you're going to find something like this. You're going to reverse aging when you have that. You're not going to have that stress. You're going to find your marriage is going to get better. You're going to find your children is going to get better. You're going to find out that things are more accessible. Imagine going to go play golf at 12 o'clock in the afternoon on a Tuesday. You're the only one out there on the range because all the rest of the people working. Imagine you wake up in the morning when your bladder tells you need to wake up. And see, when you have those type of choices in your life, once again, you're going to find out you're going to get closer to your family. You're going to get closer. Your marriage is going to get better. Your relationship with your children is going to get better. Do you know the modern job and the way the system is built it destroys families?
Yep.
It destroys families. Didas,
Yes,
Matt, your 7-year-old, I believe. Okay, 5-year-old. Okay. He was a little bit too young, but when you was working at Centos, you was out there working. But would you consider your relationship, and I'm not putting words in your mouth, would you consider your relationship is better with Dinas now that you own and you do search for Uru on your time, or was it better when you was working 80+ hours a week at Centos? You had to come and give it tire time.
Oh, better now.
No. Dinas, is it cool that you got to go to a parent-teacher conference, you can go on a whim and stop by and pick up your son?
I can go, if I want to go pick up my son at 2 o'clock, I go pick him up.
Yeah, and then go out and go take him ice cream or something he likes. I know you're a fitness friend, so you're not going to probably do the ice cream. But I know
yogurt. I love yogurt.
He likes lifesaver jelly beans because I bought him those and stuff like that. But this is what I'm talking about, audience. The ability to control your time, your way, on your terms. Remember, when I first spoke, when I was speaking, time is the one thing you can't get back. You know, time is the one thing that you will never get more, and it's the most precious thing. Everything that I said, you can replace money, and you can replace houses, you can replace cars, you can replace shoes, suits wear out, you can replace all that kind of stuff, but you can never replace time. Didas, is anybody else have any questions, or we probably need to wrap this up?
We go ahead and wrap it up.
So are you noticing any other questions? So I don't want anyone to feel like they're being ignored, but if there's some questions, I'll sit up here and wait for you, because you know what, 3:45, I don't got nowhere to go. So
we can go ahead and wrap it up.
Okay, all right. So in summarize, get back, and for the Search Your Uru audience, go ahead and register your free gold affiliate account under Dynasamir. Once you get that, Dynas is probably going to be making some more streams later on today. So once you do that, I want you to give me a call, okay? And then I can help you get going with this. But before you give me that call, give me a text first to make sure I'm available, because I deal with people all over the world. So I want to make sure I have that time. So you just call my number and let me know that you saw this on this stream. So at least I can get back to you. If I don't pick up right away, I promise to return your call. Just leave a message. Save it with a good contact number, and I'll call you back. It takes 5 minutes to sign up your account. You can put your business account in, but get started. Get started in doing what you need to do, and take action now. And that turned out to be one of the number one best financial decision I ever made in my life. Dinas, thank you for having me on the stream. Thank you for thinking enough of me and trusting me enough to talk to your audience. And I wish God's blessings on you, man, in your audience. And thank you.
Of course. Everyone, thank you so much for joining. Please, I placed my Karatbars link in the description and also in the chat. Please click on it. Reach out to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald is the expert. So if you have any questions, reach out to him. But at the same time, feel free to email me as well. But everyone, thank you so much for joining. Make sure you go to Search for Uhuru on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and Facebook. Like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, family. Peace.
Peace.